He did something in the character sheets, right? I heard you say.
No, D is leveled up from last session. But anyway, please recap me the last session.
Diaz, can you recap real quick? I'm up here upstairs. Someone else has to do it because I'm upstairs with my girlfriend and stuff. I got to go downstairs and moving stuff around.
Okay. Yeah, essentially last session we picked up or I found out that two new people are inside my head, being Shavir and Hael, or God of Fear as he proclaimed himself. Kind of got introduced to them. They were like, hey, we're in your head. Found that they can make their own headspace. Hael made his own little layer thing inside of whatever empty space they can make it in. And Shavir just kind of tried to figure out how to maneuver the body and figure out what he can do and stuff like that within my head. And while we were walking, they wanted to go see Grace, so we were about to head over there. But the giant worm creature that's in Picks for NPCs kind of got up the ground, shot its tongue through my chest, and started infecting me with the virus. And we got off of it, started running, and the creature now has my IP address as we said it, but basically it can track me or smell me in a way. And thanks to Shavir, he used Dimension Door, or she used Dimension Door and teleported us 500 feet. He used that time to take a long rest, and now the creature is back up. Since then, the creature burst through the rock and stone and all that stuff. Hail activated our wings. We flew up into the air. And currently, we're heading back towards Grace as we speak.
Yes. Okay. The creature cracks through the bottom of the roughened sand and kind of sandstone as you see the top bridge tumble and crack and crumble together. Everybody reroll me their initiative.
Okay. Ooh. Let's get high. 16, not bad.
You can't make that shit up.
Wait, what happened?
Roll a crit.
A bad crit, right? Please.
Oh, no, not 20.
That
beast is ready. Like 3 times over.
Okay. Oh, welcome back.
Welcome back. Rolls crit on initiative. Jesus.
Welcome
Fuck.
back. Good to see you this week. How have you been all week? How have you been all week? Fine. Well, I've been here waiting for you. So
Yeah. Someone told him, hey, you want to eat these guys or do whatever you're
Okay,
doing.
what's your initiative, people?
What'd you roll? 16.
All right, Bakamans.
What'd you roll?
Bakamans.
I rolled a 16.
So creature.
10.
Then it's Diaz with a 16, you said. Then it's Heya with a 10.
11.
Sorry, 11 and then 10 for Shiv. There you go. Initiative is there. Okay.
Great.
Okay, first of all, up. Whew. Jesus. I guess it makes 4 attacks.
4, okay. At least we're like 60 or we're within the 60, 120 feet range at least.
He can move up probably. He can move up probably though.
Yep. Great.
One with grasp, two with its tail, and one with its acid spit. Jesus. Okay. This is gonna be bad. It's also the same. Also, you need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Add a +5.
Let's go. Come on,
1, 2.
dexterity. 24.
+5.
Okay. Is that already
Yeah, that's +5.
20? What?
24 plus
You
with the
succeed.
help of
The
the
damage is halved. This is gonna be horrible. One of those is a crit, and all of them hit.
Okay, so
You dodge the acid.
okay, that's acid. That's an attack, right? So he needs to roll a dex save.
Yes, I will after calculating damage real quick.
Yeah. Hellish rebuke.
Hooray! That's what I like to wake up to.
That's why. And one of them is a crit. And that one halved. Okay. Plus that one in brackets.
Fingers crossed, no insta kill, please.
Oh yeah, no, this is like really fucking
Yeah, it's been nice knowing you guys for the one
bad.
session.
I'm wondering if you survive this, but it's
You mean
separate.
deal?
It's yeah, it's separate attacks. So that would be 27 in the first one, so 37 on the
Oh
bite.
yeah,
Yeah, it's 128 total.
Okay, so
What's your max hit points?
mine's
Diaz.
16,
Yeah,
Is it
but
on Diaz? Are we sharing hit points for temporary?
somebody can choose to tank it.
Yeah, I'll take that. Fine.
Okay, Hayel, you go unconscious as you take 128 mixture of damage in between acid and slashing.
I rather have it be,
Bludgeoning.
than him.
Yeah, bludgeoning damage. Okay, you go unconscious. You're rolling death saves in your mind.
okay.
My
I mean,
hellish rebuke goes off. My hellish rebuke still goes off.
yeah. It needs to
Yeah.
deck save.
Yeah.
Does it
I
go
think
off
it's a
for
5.
each of its attacks?
What is it?
5.
All right, take 3d10 fire.
Roll for it.
Yep.
Is it for each of its attacks or just because it attacked?
Just
It's
because of the
all
attack.
of its attack action.
Okay.
18 fire damage.
Okay, yeah, it's 18 hit points less.
Fire.
Yep, I know. I'm aware. You throw your cursed flames at it as you see the kind of roughened hot desert kind of plates of it, right, on the underbelly. They seem to be hardened sandstone and they seem to be hot already as the flames hit them, but they only leave a scorch.
It doesn't do any damage then, right?
It's resistant.
Oh, Jesus, so it's half.
Gosh dang. Okay.
9 damage.
He takes 9 damage. What? 10 damage if. Are you round up or down?
Player favor.
Okay. That's 10 damage.
Here we go. It looks beefy as hell. Diaz, your turn.
Okay. The wings are still there, right?
Sorry?
The wings
No,
that
they
Hale is
are
using.
from the unconscious Hayel, and he's unconscious. They are not there.
Okay, so are we falling right now?
No, they leave you on the ground. They don't let you fall.
Oh yeah, he would have taken an 8. He would have taken an extra 8 damage from the awesome. Oh, I forgot about that.
Okay.
26 and then an extra charisma damage. He takes Dad, he takes a total of 31, and I'm gonna go ahead and half that for you.
16.
Yeah, 16 rounded.
So another 6 gone. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Let me see what I can do. So
Your turn.
we're currently on the ground, right?
You are standing on the ground, correct?
Okay. How high up is the thing?
Sorry, the what?
Like out of the ground?
As much as on the picture, like some 30-ish feet, easily.
Ish. Okay. I'm going to. Sheesh, this is bad. When I identified it, do I know what senses it uses?
It uses tremor sense.
Okay, so as long as there's movement, it'll be able to detect us.
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to use.
Head start.
Is that the only way it's tracking us, or can it like sniff too?
You don't know. I mean, you know it tracked you, even through a teleportation spell. That is due to likely a part of it being like affecting you.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try something. Shavir, you're still there, right?
His
Shavir?
character is still there, yes.
My character
Yeah.
is there.
What do you think? I'm thinking of using one of my spells to kind of make some loud noise somewhere nearby, but not too far away, to try to attract its attention. What do you think?
Being attracted to it has a homing beacon on you. You need to get that sludge thing off you, and it's already in your system, in your mind. So you need to purge yourself from all of that stuff. Then it won't be able to track you, but you know, yeah, it won't be able
Oh
to
yeah.
you won't be able to do it in a round.
Hmm.
You pray to Shar.
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, why next round if you don't? No.
Do I know anything from the stuff that it corrupted me with?
You know, it's a ginormous set of data. You yet have to get any valuable information out of it, as it is in a different language that you don't speak.
Right, and I'm currently deciphering that.
Correct. You need,
Crap. Okay.
man, the thing you need for that is time.
Right, which I don't have right now.
Correct. Like you look at the data piles, right? And you look at your full like zapping storage. Think about like you hear like HDD hard drive sounds out of your system. Just like, oh yeah, that shit is full. Like usually you don't even fill up half of your data if you go data collecting, right?
Yo, Deuce, what's your max HP?
60.
15?
60.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
60.
60.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, hey, you took in that 120, you would have been actually like one shot.
Yeah,
Swear. I
I
mean,
was. Thanks
yeah,
for
I'm
that.
literally, no, I mean like dead. Like you'd have been dead. That's double your hit point
Yeah.
maximum. Yeah. The only reason I barely survived with three over, so
Yep.
yeah. That's a outright just kill shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you take twice your hit points and damage, you just die.
Right.
Yeah. He said he did 120. You said you were at me. I survived with three over. Like actually at three. Otherwise, would have just killed like one shot.
Oh, so you're still
Wonder how much
conscious?
experience. Wonder how much experience he's worth.
A lot. Enough to give each and every one of you a level up, I think, if you kill it alone.
Shavir, do you think we should fight it?
I mean, it hits pretty hard.
Try to dimension door away. What do you think?
Yeah, he doesn't want to fight it.
No, it's not the matter I don't want to. It's just
He can't.
we
He
can't.
can't. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
The only one that
I mean,
could
he had,
actually do some damage is knocked out.
yeah. I mean, I
Your
took a one.
damage is shit.
Yeah, he just one. He just
You
one
won't be
shot.
able to kill it.
I'm gonna use Shatter on it.
I mean, do you have cure spells? Can you get me up?
I have Cure Wounds.
Yeah, yeah. Can he do that in the mind dead? Can you use
Yes.
that on me? Get up. Yeah, get me up, and then I can do stuff. It's just I
I
can't
do,
taking the
or
damage in one shot.
I can either do that or Shatter,
Give me
which
heal.
should do
I
9 damage.
can standing. I can do stuff.
So what do you do?
I'll bring him up for now, and I can't use, or can I use that as an attack and then use my extra attack to do Shatter, or no?
No.
No, that's a spell attack. That's
Yeah, it's you
cast.
only get one spell cast.
Okay.
Unless you
Okay.
have another action, not an attack. It would
Right.
be broken. Think about an Eldritch Knight fighter with like 4 attacks casting 4 spells 1 round. You don't want that.
Right. Okay, I'll use this action to bring up Hail, so that way we at least have like the wings and stuff. And then next turn around, I'm going to use Shatter on it, which should do considerable damage, being that it has a bunch of inorganic stuff on it.
Okay.
Under electronics should work.
Okay, roll for healing.
Okay, I'm going to use my first level spell slot. I roll 6 HP.
16. Okay,
6.
6.
6.
Yeah.
That's enough. That'll do it.
Yeah, you see this like a purple almost it looks very sharp. Almost spike like through your chest and your shoulder from the behind as the creature hit. Diaz, right? It translated over to you.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, that would conclude your turn, I guess.
Yeah. Or I'm gonna dash the direction we're still trying to head into, if I can. Or
No, you don't have to
oh wait,
dash.
no,
Actually, you can walk.
That's an attack of opportunity too. If you don't dash away, because you use
Attacks of
attack of
opportunity
opportunity.
don't exist.
You say what?
Attacks of opportunity don't exist anymore. Have you not read?
Oh, you took that out.
yeah. So I'm gonna use my
Still need
35
a
movement
lot
speed to get
to make a lot
35.
of changes. Sorry, 35?
Yeah, I have 35 movement speed right
50,
now.
20? And over here. 5, 30, 35. There we go. There we go. You make it to the
Okay.
desert plain. As you end your turn, the creature moves up half its movement speed. As a legendary.
As
10,
me.
15, 20, 25, 30.
Even if you miss a step or something like that, you'll catch up. Even if you lose.
Yeah. Hey, yo, your turn.
Have it make me a wisdom save. Give me a wisdom save.
Sure. That's a 9.
Okay. He's commanded. I tell him to flee, move away.
Do you speak its language?
Don't have to. It's not how spell works. You speak
Uh,
one word,
It's
and
like a
then
telepathy.
they gotta
You know.
have a
it's
language.
telepathy, then roll me an intelligence save.
But
It's not telepathy either. It's
What
it's
is
a
it?
spell. You speak one word or creature you can see within range. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or command on the next turn. The spell has no effect if target is undead. If it doesn't understand, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, never
What
mind.
languages do you
Oh
speak?
wait, use mine.
Yep. Okay. Well, if that's the case, may I use a crown of madness then?
No, you already
Wait, no,
rolled
what
your spell.
languages do
Yeah.
you speak?
Do I have to speak a language? Do I have to speak the language?
You have to have a language in common, correct?
Not for crown of madness. I don't think. I think crown of
Yeah, but you
madness is.
used command.
Yeah. I mean next turn.
So
I can do
your
it.
spell slot goes to waste.
That's fine.
Anything else?
Uh, No, no, not right now at the moment.
Okay, so you end your turn.
I do.
Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Actually, well, yeah, I do. I am my turn. Am I rolling the dex or is he rolling the dex? Is
No, as
You
you
just
are all in one packet, one of you chooses to roll for the entirety. You all
what's,
three are
what's
considered one stat block.
who has the highest dex?
I have
No
14.
Oh
numbers.
wait, never
No
mind, never mind. We're
numbers.
not
Oh, okay.
allowed to do that. We're not allowed to do that. Who wants to roll?
Um,
Who wants to roll the dexterity save though?
I'm somewhat confident in my numbers.
I'll give you a +5, but whoever wants to roll the dex can.
I'll roll the dex.
Okay, Diaz, go for it. DC 22.
Jesus Christ.
16 plus 5, 21.
You
Nope.
fail by
One of
one.
you failed by one.
You skipped me.
Well, you didn't
Oh, so
answer. No, I didn't skip you still. You're
we're
the
also
last
still
in
heading towards
initiative.
the
Mm.
That's
But
a
yeah,
monster. That's a
that
legendary action.
sludge of acid is coming your way.
Yeah,
Ouch, yeah, that's gonna suck. 43 acid damage.
I'm not
Oh,
taking
okay.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna have to eat that. Ooh,
Hope you have
43
absorb
acid.
elements.
Hey, it's out of legendary action.
You have access to
At least
absorb
this turn,
elements.
it's not legendary actions. This turn,
Yeah,
it's all
at
it's
least we're
dex turn.
still heading towards Grace, right?
you're heading towards Grace. You still have to traverse a fucking desert.
I assumed you
Yeah.
picked up absorb element.
Sorry?
I assumed you picked up absorb element.
Hmm? Repeat, please?
No, we just got hit with acid.
Do
Yeah.
you not have absorb element?
Oh, me?
Yes.
No, not on me right now.
Oh God, you didn't
Or
take a blood
let me check.
element. Oh
Um,
God. Oh Lord. Oh Jesus. Oh
no, hang
God.
on, let me check.
Anyway, um, Diaz,
No, I
anything
don't.
else? Sorry, Hayel, no, right? So, Shiv, your turn.
No, no. Hey, no. I end my turn for now.
Should be your turn.
Yeah. Mm.
Need an encampment on the other side of this map, by the way. Not here. Building.
Mm. What's there?
The camp for
Yes.
Grace.
Um, she been getting that eerie feeling from the box that she had with him. She hold on to it, but she haven't opened it because it's like a deja vu or something when you feel like you forgot something when you don't know what it is. It's just a creepy feeling that scares her a bit, to be honest. But she realized that she can't do anything right now to help or hmm, literally. So, but and she can't explore anything in there. So yeah, mm. She looks around in the mindscape, just seeing random things she have little understanding of. Looks for you know weapons. Realize that she's in the mindscape. She can't really do anything. Looking for things that can potentially help her, like oh, Albert something book text. You don't know. So she will open the box.
Okay, roll me a wisdom
Hey,
save at
Yes.
disadvantage.
Mm.
hey, dude, can Shavir pull from my magic or innate stuff or whatever instead of the
No,
shadow weave?
she can only pull from her own magic,
Okay.
not the other way around. Mm,
Wait,
10. Jesus.
one moment. Yeah, you're not gonna give me anything. How it start feeling, right? I
Oh
feel.
yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Um,
Wait a moment. Uh, I can just use lucky on myself, but I can use it on his stuff. Can I use my lucky on when like his body get hit by this? Can I use lucky
If
then, for
you roll the
example?
save, yes.
Not
You take
otherwise.
over and roll the save and risk the damage, yes you can. If
Oh,
he is just rolling it, no.
okay. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I'm using a lucky. There you go.
Go for it.
Wait. No, I'm not because still disadvantage. So
Yeah, you need to roll 2 lucky dice
yeah, which you
and
can't.
roll higher on both.
Yeah, which you can't. So yeah. Yeah. What happens?
Okay, you open the box, right? And you see the vivid memories of the past like 80 years rush back into your head. You revisit almost every moment of your entire life as you open up the box. All rushes back, almost stunned and slowed. You feel your heart rate like go way into the basement as you feel like the singular pulses. You can hear it through your ears, right? As you see all these flashing images of all these people. You're training, and that you had to kill your puppy. All of sorts of things. As your circulatory system kind of collects together, you end on your knees. Eyes close.
Gives out a little yelp like, oh, 1 second, please. Satiation.
This is bad.
This wasn't an app one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. Creature's turn, right?
No, it's still
Wait,
Shivir's turn.
wait, isn't it because it's a save? I have a +5, so actually it's a 15.
Yep, that's
Okay,
+5 for the
It
paladin.
still fails.
okay. Oh,
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Um, you, yeah, your eyes close. What do you do?
um, trust to feel around a little bit. She can feel.
You
Mm, oh,
feel with your hand around you, right? You feel the metallic floor, but also grass. Like, yeah, on the plains, plain grass.
really confused. A bit afraid to open up her eyes if she even can. And gonna try and like, hello.
The eyes won't move, neither does your body.
Mm,
But
mm,
as you try to open your eyes, you see yourself almost in a kind of outline of like pale, almost hospital-like white. You look and it's almost like caged in a coffin. Your hands in a pale skin color, caged in your own body.
Can you repeat the last thing you said?
It almost seems like the kind of pale white skin that is set within said boundary of pale light. You would see or feel almost caged, almost in a coffin. Feel almost buried, it's suffocating.
Yeah. Does she feel anything piercing her, or
No,
is her body intact? Does it feel different than what it does when you?
you don't really feel your entire body.
Okay. Did the did the feeling of pain come back?
There's none.
No, no pain. Mm. Has she any hint at all of like if she's in spirit form at the moment or if she's in a bodily form?
No idea.
Mm. Coffin, white light. Yeah. Um, guess she will instead just there's no point in using my eyes. Okay. But she will close her eyes and tries to, see through the weave instead. See if she can feel any.
Well, regarding the place you're in, the weave doesn't bring you far, but as you close your eyes, you see a
Mm,
grayed out grassern plain and a house.
mm,
It's made from gray and red bricks and has this kind of two pillars, large upside windows, and a double door. You feel again the grass on your shoulder and your lower elbow.
So it's okay to walk away for a second then, right? She's going to a RP moment.
Yeah, yeah. She's going through something, all right. It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't expect it in the middle of combat like this. It's
Well, I
just
mean,
like,
it's like she can do nothing else anyway.
well, I mean, it's
She
an
has this
RP,
she has this
RP thing.
box.
It might save
Yeah,
you.
it's an RP thing. I'm asking, can I simply just go get up?
Yeah, yeah.
Is combat over for now? Is combat over for now?
Well, it's paused.
Okay, yeah. Well,
It all happens on Shivir's turn in her mind, so it's basically instant. It like any mindscape things, right? Things that happen in your mind are always either limited to instant or you basically fall asleep. So it takes some time until you wake back up, right? So you could wake up in a second, or you can wake up 10 years in the future.
well, I just know how severe RP moments go. So I mean, I can go cook me something real quick and
Yeah,
it'll be fine.
whatever, just mute yourself.
Yeah.
Mm,
Perfectly fine. You feel the grass on your shoulder as
mm,
you, yeah, as you see this. You're not familiar with the house at all.
mm. You see this. What are you posting?
Well,
Are
this
you?
house that I just explained. No, no pictures.
Oh, okay. I thought you were posting pictures on.
No.
No, it's not like.
But you listen well.
Yeah. Um, can she will herself forward in this vision that she has when she closes her eyes, or think herself forward in any way towards the house?
You haven't yet tried, but you can. Yes,
Mm,
as you
mm,
try to move your legs and your hands, it feels heavy, almost like wearing a lead jacket.
mm.
Even the air
Okay.
feels heavy in your lungs, as your lungs are not moving, and your heart rate is like you felt it like the moment you kind of closed your eyes once, and not since then, and like a minute or two has passed as your eyes kind of swivel around.
Yeah. Um, so this greenhouse, when she has her eyes closed, has to will herself towards the house to try and look at her hand and body, how it looks.
It The body seems to be without shoes and almost a kind of like a morning gown, a kind of like sleeping dress. It's short to like just above the kneecaps, barefoot, and it all has this plain white color,
Her hands, they looking like they
almost like
always have,
chalk.
so they were very pale.
No, they're white.
They're completely white almost. Yeah.
No, not almost. They are white as paper.
Okay. Um, and size-wise, is she roughly the same that she has been before, or is she
You
younger?
can't tell. Everything
Yeah.
seems a little larger than usual.
Yeah. She looks behind her where she came from.
You see a blur the moment you kind of like you see the kind of cobble street with like, a path, some roughened little tiny stones on the ground, the grass you're kind of laid in, right? You look down where the path goes, and the more and more it goes, the more the world kind of washes away. Almost like somebody took their hand on an oil painting and just rubbed it. It becomes blurry the further you look.
And she basically saw cobblestone and what looks like something civilization. Just yeah,
Oh, it's a
too straight
house?
away. Yeah. She stopped looking in that direction and looks towards the house instead, in the
Yeah, and
direction she was.
you see the green, uh, well, brick laid roof and the red and kind of darkened gray bricks for the walls. You see like 2 or 3 steps before it goes to this like flat plate of stone before the doors. See a horse kind of almost around the corner.
Mm.
It's completely still.
Like like it's not even breathing,
It's
or
not
just
moving.
mm,
Everything seems in a standstill.
is there leaves falling, or like does she see a
Rain,
leaf kind of like just frozen
rain.
in air or something? Oh, is the rain even
Yeah,
frozen in time?
yes.
Oh, yeah.
You see
So
them kind of in midair. As you kind of stand up, you feel it on your shoulder. It's cold and it starts to run down the side of your elbow on the left side.
mm,
As the raindrop runs down your arm, you feel a very strong, like bruises.
mm, yeah, from the raindrop, or did it basically
Well,
like
where it ran over your skin.
uh, she looked where it ran over, um,
You look
does
at
it
your,
washed away? Yeah. Like,
well, you look at your left elbow and your lower arm and your left hand as you see this like scrapped or scratched open the entire way from like the upper elbow all the way down the pinky finger and the palm, as it has this red color. Everything else seems to be in a kind of shade of gray with very, very weak colors.
yeah. So she will she will she had a little bit of a nightgown on, right?
Yes,
Yeah. Um, and this happened when one of the water drops basically connected with her shoulder, right?
correct.
Yeah. So um, she will actually momentarily take off the nightgown and basically use it to like a minesweeper almost, because she want to get to the house, but the water drops seems to hurt her.
Okay,
So
you take off the nightgown and you use it as a like a makeshift umbrella.
right.
As you
Yeah.
hold it over you, the raindrops touch the nightgown that you're holding above. As they come down, they tear holes in it, dropping left and right, almost like stones.
Where's the closest cover? Uh,
It would be the overhang roof by the pillars, close to the door.
mm, how far away is that?
Some 30 feet.
Mm, mm. Um, well, mm. So can she, do she feel her, the Blessing of the Raven Queen thing? Um, that teleport, does she feel it?
You don't even feel your own body.
No. Yeah. So it seems like she can probably not do that. Um, and it still hurts her
Correct.
where the, yeah, yeah. She will, mm, guess she should take a little bit of, is there anything on the floor or grass or the ground? Uh, or can she interact with the ground other than walk on it? Seems.
You don't think so, no.
Mm. So she will try to avoid the raindrops.
Okay. You
Yeah.
tiptoe around the raindrops as bad as possible to you. You do have some few bruises of the ones you touch,
Mm.
one on your leg and one on the back.
Oh. Mm.
You use your voice to express your pain as you open your mouth and you kind of try to like yelp out in pain. No air leaves it.
Tries to inhale.
As
Doesn't work
you
either.
open your mouth and try, nothing happens.
Mm.
Feel almost like a clogged throat.
Tries to cough.
Nothing happens.
Mm. Keeps trying to get under the cover. Of the,
Yeah, you get there.
right.
You see the almost a little bit wet cobblestone street as you see little like darker dots everywhere. It kind of cuts off under the roof.
Yeah. Um, is it just one house in the middle of a field or forest, or how is the
You
surrounding
can't
looking
tell.
other than
Everything that is like 10
the
meters away from it just washes away.
hmm, okay. Um, is there any windows she can look through?
They are. You probably need to get back into the rain for it though.
Hmm. Where she is now, can she try and enter the house?
You see a door. It has a bell on a chain and kind of two of the ringed doorknobs hanging off the door.
Move up to the towards the door, but she will look for any weird symbols or
None.
potential nothing. Okay. She will try to kind of like pull the bell thing, the ring.
You pull on the bell, right? You see the chain as you pull on it being frozen, and the handle comes loose as you touch it, and every individual link takes a second, and the next one takes 2 seconds, and the next one 4. As you see it kind of stop at some point, you feel your pulse strike once. Has been some like 3 minutes.
Mm. You start thinking if that was just a coincidence or if it had something to do with it. Um,
Sorry, repeat that, please.
she start thinking if it's a coincidence or if it had something to do with her pulling that. And she waits for like a couple of seconds and then she tries to pull it again.
You pull on the chain again, another link moves, but nothing else happens.
So when you say link, is it
Link of
connected
the
to?
chain.
Okay, so it's not actually um, so it's not like uh, doing the ding thing.
No,
Um, how many times did you have to pull the chain in
20-ish
order
times.
each time? Um, hmm. um, she will go to the. She'll try and go to the door
Hmm.
there, and we'll see um, if she can knock on it.
You can. You do so.
Yeah, she do so.
Knock on the door. As your finger, the moment that you knock on it, you knock on it like twice. You hear this tuk tuk. You see almost a pulse or a wave go through the door, revealing its color of this like almost ashen brown. As your finger leaves the door, it turns to the pale gray.
Mm. Door turns into pale gray. Uh, uh,
Well, it was the pale gray before?
okay. So it was pale gray before, and when she pulled the when she knocked, it became brown for a moment, and then it
Yeah,
became.
you see this set of two waves going through it, revealing the color brown, while it's
So she'll put a hand on the door, and she'll inspect the door as she's holding a hand onto it.
the door changes to the color brown in its entirety.
Is there any markings on the door or
Um,
none? Um, okay. And there's no windows that you can see from here, correct?
no.
Okay. She'll start pulling on the chain, pull.
Or maybe
To,
20.
mm, 15. It is rude to enter someone's home without knocking or ringing the bell first.
Yeah, that is true.
Hey, hey,
You hang your weight into it as the door moves like 2 inches.
oh, the bell, the
No,
door moves when she do the
yeah.
bell.
No, no. When you pull on the handle, the door
Oh no,
moves
it's
open for like 2 inches.
oh, uh, okay. So the door moved 2 inches.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I was actually referring to the bell, not the door. Yeah. Um,
Did I stutter?
well, so I said that she was pulling the bell, but as she was doing that, that it was
The
instead the
door
door handle.
moved. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
I said, did I stutter?
No, you did not. Uh, confused for a moment. Um, okay. Um,
You
so,
look away from the bell as you're kind of pulling on the handle,
uh,
right? And the bell on the top swings and the door moves 2 inches. You see a kid pulling on the door handle and squeezing through the door and going inside.
she'll go inside as the kid's going inside.
You go to the slit and you see after the girl passed the door turned gray again.
Mm. Um, was she not able? Okay, so is she inside now?
Oh, you're still outside.
Okay, a girl squeezed through, right?
Correct.
And did she not have the time to go in there and try to get in there as she goes in there?
No, the slit is too thin.
Okay. So how small was that girl that went in there could go through that slit?
Can't
Or
really
was it
tell,
just
but like 8, 10, 12 maybe?
okay? Was it more that she looked up at the bell and when she looked down, she saw a girl just the
Ju
back of her basically
yeah,
go
the
in.
back of her head and the hand leaving the door before it turned gray.
She tries to say wait, but obviously probably can't.
Nothing leaves your mouth.
How did the girl look from what
Can't,
you could
didn't
see?
see enough.
Uh, Hair color,
Gray?
anything? Okay.
It's
Okay.
everything.
Uh, So has the bell when she pulled the bell, did it produce a sound, or was
No.
this happening during the time she was
No
trying to?
sound.
Okay. But has she pulled enough for it to actually start making a sound, or is it that she's
Yeah,
having
the
pull it?
bell moved, but it created no sound.
Okay. Um, she have done the necessary things, but the rain, what it did is like it bruised to the point like where it's like it hurt,
Tore
but
skin.
it tore skin. Yeah, she don't want to do that again. Yeah, not comfortable. And looking through the windows, yeah, may reveal something like you know, so going in. Oh, she knocked. She had rung the bell to the best of her abilities, so she will try to go and open the door.
You touch the door again, but it seems to stay gray. And
Tries
it
to knock
doesn't budge.
twice. Tries to knock twice.
Knock twice. The
Mm,
door stays gray throughout the entire time.
mm. Is there a doormat or anything like that, or how's the floor
It's
looking?
stone.
It's stone,
That cut stone. Polished,
and the roof
even.
and the roof, or like underside of the roof.
It's a triangular roof. It has, you've seen the kind of bricks on top, right? But
Oh,
on the bottom it has wood. The
she'll
same as the wooden pillars.
put her hand on the door. She kind of maybe this is sort of a spectral thing. As she tries to basically put her hand through the door.
You pull the hand through the door. You see, like, a little bit as your face kind of does go inside a little bit, but you're not quite, you know, small enough to fit through the 2-inch gap. You like get an eye crossing and you see a carpeted floor and the wooden interior. You see a few doors left and right, you can't even count how many. Your chandelier somewhere in the center of this hallway. You see the girl kind of running almost like as fast as possible, frozen halfway through the corridor, with her hand stretched forward and 1 foot in the air.
And she'll try to widen the gap of the door.
Roll me d20.
Or
Doesn't budge.
mm, um, she try to look a little bit more up and down and kind of move her head to get different angles a little bit to see what she can potentially see inside.
Not an awful lot. So you move your head down, you see the kind of red carpet with this kind of red as much as you can tell, as this looks like somebody dropped a ton of ash on it. as it has this gray tint to it and this weird kind of braided outside, almost bundles of like fabric going off it. Your eyes go upwards and you see the chandelier and the stone roof kind of arches throughout the corridor.
Can she reach any of those ashes or anything inside? Kind of like with a finger getting the mat or something, or can she do anything like that?
No, you
Like,
can't go
mm,
in. You don't come so far at all.
okay.
And I said
Um.
ashen colored red.
Yeah.
There's no ash.
So she'll try and take her half tattered, I guess, well, her nightgown that has holes in it, and she'll basically put it, try and put it around the door handle on the inside,
Yeah.
then put basically her foot against the side of the door to get extra leverage as she tries to basically lean her weight back using the thing to pull, try and
As you
pull the door open.
as you touch the inner laying door handle, you see the door goes brown once more as you feel a sharp pull on the door in a bit of a almost festive gown. You see a man, kind of blue grayish tinted cloak, a top hat, a stern face, and a cane. As the door pulls you on your butt, you see the man pass through you. See a flash of color, a dark ashen, yeah, almost a dark prismarine color as the man passes through you and goes inside. He takes the first door to the right. The door clicks open. He looks to the left, sees the girl running. The girl moves as he freezes in place. You see the girl face around, feels familiar. Kind of this reddish hue in the eyes, almost sport like looking clothing, a dagger in hand, and a frightened face. Man looks at her, see his mouth move, then he goes inside.
She
First
get
room to
pulled
the
in.
right.
So she got pulled in the house now?
No, the door opened
Oh,
to the outside. It pulled you onto your butt on the
okay, so it's
stone pave before the
mm,
door. As you
okay.
see the girl with like a dagger in hand and this frightened face towards the door. Kind of like 40 feet or even more so in the corridor.
Door open enough now so she can go in.
Yeah, the door is wide open.
Mm. She steps inside.
Step inside. Your shoes leave a footprint on the carpet as you take a step inside. A complete black, like coal powder.
Yeah. Um. There's there it leaves a black powder almost where her footprint is basically on the carpet.
Yeah, an imprint, black as coal powder.
Mm. She sees it and she keeps moving in. And the closest thing was where the man was, because he walked into the room, the first room to the left, right?
First room to the right.
First room to the right. Did he close the door after him?
He did.
Did did she get a glimpse of the inside of that room?
No, not at all.
And the girl, where did she run?
Nowhere. She's still standing there.
Um, Goes up towards the girl.
Okay, you go towards the girl. You leave a dozen footprints on the carpet. Go up to her. You see this vertical wooden ledge halfway throughout like the corridor vertically, and you see a bunch of images. People or things. They all are the same washed color that seems to be surrounding the entire house. Almost like somebody smudged it with with a thumb.
She she see the faces of a bunch of people, basically like paintings, and their faces are like smudged out. Or
Yes.
hmm.
To the point where
um,
you can't even you can determine a rough, very rough shape, but no hair color or facial features.
of the girl
No, of the
or on the walls.
pictures on the walls.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Looks left and right at the pictures, a little bit confused as he goes closer to the girl. And then she looks if she see any open doors or anything as she moves closer and like peek into.
What do you do?
Um, she looks left and right, confused with the paintings, and and she looks to see if there's any open doors or anything as she
No,
moves closer to the girl.
they're not.
She tried to get like within 10 feet of the girl.
Good.
Um, and she basically looked at her from up and down. I mean, you know, how does she look now that she's closer?
Well, leathern shoes, kind of almost like boyish pants, belt over a kind of long t-shirt strapped close, some leathern straps containing all assortment of things. She has a dagger in a hand, almost facing towards the door, or facing you in this case. Wide open eyes, a little bit of tears,
She,
almost like shoulder long hair, like to the end of the neck, and grits teeth.
angry about something or scared
Either,
or maybe both.
both, yeah,
Mm.
something along those lines.
Gets within 5 feet of her and she kind of like wave her hand like in front of her eyes. And,
Nothing happens.
uh, mm. Is she holding onto something with her hands, or what is her hands doing?
Her right hand holds a dagger, and the left hand is placed almost in the bow of her elbow, holding the arm, almost stable.
She holds the other arm kind of like at her gut, basically, like she's in pain or like she's.
No, at the bow of her arm, like the elbow, the inner
Oh,
part, stabilizing the arm.
you know. What does it look like she's aiming to do with the dagger?
No,
She have it pointed towards someone else, or does she have it pointed at herself?
no, towards the door.
Oh, where the man went in, basically.
No,
Or
the open double door,
oh,
the
okay.
entrance door.
Um, and so she will try to touch a little bit of her leathery, one of the leathery straps a little bit with her clothes. Kind of like try and
Yeah,
feel a little
it's
bit on that.
over the left shoulder going towards the right hip. Contains some weird looking flasks. As you touch it, the color in the girl comes back. You don't hear anything, but you feel how the girl pushes you over. The same moment, you would almost feel as something passes through you. You look down, and right on where your neck is, you see white fur.
And she tries to identify what this white fur is.
You look around, up and down, nothing up as you're kind of falling onto your back. You look down and you see almost a, a leap, two paws being stretched forward before it's stopped by the throat by her hand. You're in the same
Oh,
position.
okay, so the cat is on her chest, basically, or at her throat, almost, or
No, the other way around. The hand of the girl around the creature's neck.
oh. And yeah, so she looks at it in horror a little bit. Uh, does it look like a cat, or what does it look like? And she tries to basically
A dog, more or
get up.
less.
Um, uh, try to grab the basically grab the arm of the girl.
You can.
To
As
basically,
the color returns, as you grab for the wrist of the girl,
no, well, not actually, like more through the, where the elbow is almost, or like the forearm, basically
perfectly fine.
there. Yeah.
Yeah? You touch towards there, you would see the world around you picks up a little movement again as you feel a sharp pulse through your body, as you feel impacting the ground with your back. You hear or basically see the mouth of the girl like scream. There's no sound. As the eyes of the girl are closed, leaving tears. Grabbing one hand around what appears to be your or the dog's throat, the dagger flips in the hand from a forward to an underhand grip. As she grabs off the neck and holds the dagger in both hands, see the color turn to gray again.
You let go of the white-haired creature, basically,
Yeah.
third one. But when that happened, she also basically felt it like that creature was herself in a weird way,
Yes.
almost. Yeah. She can't speak, so she instead she kind of like mentally screams out to her, like, "Don't do it! Don't do it! You'll regret it the rest of your life. Don't do it!" Just thinking as she basically tries to um, try to pull the dagger from the girl to try to make her drop it, basically.
So you try to like grab for the dagger.
And not for the blade, but she'll try to basically separate her hands. She kind of like gets in behind her, so she's
You
like
try to get
literally
up.
like, mm, okay, so she's on the floor. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said you are on your back. You
Oh,
see the
yeah.
legs
So
of the girl left and right of you on your hip.
okay,
It feels like solid rock surrounds you.
yeah. She will she will try to trick the girl. Basically, like she's on the floor. She'll basically get on her side as she basically
You're
um,
on the floor, like you can't get up. You feel almost cemented to the floor.
um
You see the
looks in the
girl's
girl's
legs
eyes.
around your hips, and
Um,
that is tight.
tilts her head, looks in the girl's eyes, and looks confused.
Or she has
And
closed eyes.
yeah, she she basically puts out her hand to the back of her fingers, basically to touch the girl's cheek, basically to rub them as she thinks to herself, because she see that expression on the girl's face. There's a thinks to herself, like convey to her that it's all going to be okay. She basically tries to wipe one of her tears with the back of her hand.
As you do so, the color of the girl returns. So does the dog. As you see the dog almost like lean upwards with its face, its tongue, kind of. See the hands of the girl and the dagger pierce into your, like in between your shoulders and your throat, almost where your collarbone is, but a little higher, like above the collarbone. Feel a sharp pain, worse than anything before. It leaves you almost paralyzed on the floor. As the dagger leaves your neck and goes into the chest again, feel another sharp pain.
Try to lick the, since she kind of understands she's the dog in a way. Tries to kind of just lick the girl's hand.
As you lick the hand of the girl, you would feel another sharp pain around where your lungs would be. You feel almost paralyzed again. Your tongue goes over the girl's hand. As you look to the side, the hallway, you see polished wood in shining gray. You see the dog look into it, but across the carpet and across the girl's upper torso and hands. The girl gets up, drops the knife, and walks throughout the corridor. No more running.
Looks down at the dog or herself. It may be. And basically tries to will herself after the girl or call as she's a bit disoriented by the experience.
You will yourself up as you look into the shining polished wood. Force yourself upwards as you see the dog limp, dragging itself across the floor.
And it starts to get very emotional and mentally she's crying. I'm not sure if tears are running down her face or not, but starts to winter, but no sounds kind of like comes out. It's a sad, quiet cry. No air can come out of her lungs. She slightly panics a little bit, but kind of determined to figure out what's going on with it.
Your inner
She
turmoil, you kind of look panicked and stressed at the dog limping on the floor. It eventually ceases to move. You are again standing, getting up from the same position. As you get up, you see your hands covered in, well, a darker gray. Pale
get up.
white skin and stains up almost before the elbows in red and darkened gray.
Did her point of view basically change from the hallway where the dog was, or
Well, no, you're still in the hallway.
tries to hug the dog?
You go up to the dog and you hug it as you feel how it, like, you touch it. You feel it tense for like 2 seconds. Feel it go limp and breathe out.
Drag it back and forth, putting its head against her chest, sort of, and putting her head against its head. She rocks it back and forth, and with this terrible emotions of sadness and regret, although she cannot explain it. She didn't have anything to do with this, or did she? She's uncertain. Good. Kisses the dog on the head, and she puts it down. Pet it one last time. She stands up and will take the blood and she kind of just smears it over her face. And she slaps her cheeks 2 times, tries to
Almost
scream out.
trying to wake up. You do that and you slap your cheeks. Nothing happens. Open your mouth and you try to breathe out, but the only thing you can feel, singular heartbeat.
He goes to find the girl. She don't fully understand why the girl did this. Maybe do something like this. She tries to find her.
Yeah?
She rolls herself after the girl.
Where do you go?
She goes after the girl.
The girl.
Yeah, the girl that ran away.
You see a staircase in the very back of the corridor.
Is that the same direction? Is it the same direction where the man went into?
No, the man went into the first door, like 10 centimeters into the hallway. To the
How far
right.
away is she from? How far away is she from that right now?
Could go back.
Hmm. First, she goes back because that man said something to her. I think it may have something to do with it. she's a bit frustrated, so she goes there and she tries to open that door where the man went into.
You see a dark gray door. It has some like pattern in it, squares. It has a doorknob and a keyhole.
It has square patterns on it, basically.
Two on the
So
bottom, reaching halfway up the door, and another two on the top.
I don't know why, but she draws her hand on the top left square and she draws her finger from the right side to it to the left and then up and then all the way around. And then she did the same on the one to the bottom right. She do it like that. And then she do the top one to the right and then the bottom one to the left. Just drag her finger like that. And
You drag your hand
then
across the wooden pattern as you feel it's wood. It has these rivets in it. As nothing happens. Color doesn't change.
tries to open the door.
Nothing happens. As you pull on the doorknob.
Tries to look into the keyhole.
Well,
That's
it has a latch in front,
okay, so
so
she can see him
there's
basically.
nothing to see.
And she tries to knock on the door.
Don't hear a sound.
She goes down the hallway where the girl went. Follows her instead. Seems like there's a
Up
key
the
there.
stairs, you said?
Well, where the girl went, she said she went to the bottom of the
To the top,
stairs, right?
up the stairs.
Okay, yeah. She goes where she went. Yeah, that's where she went.
Okay. You go up the stairs. You see the pretty large wooden stairs. As you see like a handrail to the right. You go up the first flight of stairs before you see a 180-degree turn to the left.
After the first set of stairs, there's a 180 degrees turn to the left, you said?
Yeah,
And did the stairs keep going up?
they do.
Okay. Uh, she she tries to go off on the second floor, basically where she is now, and she follows that 180-degree turn to look down the next hallway potentially, or see if she can see
Go
the
up the
girl.
second flight of stairs. You see like the leather strap that was around the girl's like shoulder and down the chest on the very last step of stairs.
Tries to grab for it.
Doesn't move. It's gray.
Try and lift it. Is it unable to
Doesn't
move?
budge. It's heavy as lead.
And once it well told that she went this way, so she keeps going.
You go up the flight of stairs. You look left, you look right. You see an exact copy of the lower, well, corridor. See a bunch of doors. Some further apart from each other, some closer. Some pictures that are smudged. And no dog. No doors leading to the outside. You
Mm.
look around and you see a vivid, deep cut in your left hand. going from between the index finger and the thumb, almost down to the other side, to the pinky finger.
Mm. It didn't, yeah. So just happened to her. So she, can you describe the room that she's in again?
It's up the stairs, and you see a corridor reaching left and right.
Mm.
Well, to the left, you'll see a big window, and to the right, you see a long corridor and the window on the other side. You've seen the window from the outside. You look through it, and it's perfectly milky white.
Are any of the windows open
None.
or slightly open?
They're all both closed.
Is there any paintings or any sign of which way she could have gone of these little things?
Sorry, repeat that, please.
Is there any paintings or any signs of
Well, paintings, but they're
you know,
smudged.
mm, any
Thousands of
decorations
them.
of uh, any decorations of room or doors being slightly opened or
No,
signs of
no.
a carpet being toppled? Uh, And
See a
the yeah,
trail of blood. So you'll kind of look around. You also see it going up the stairs.
yeah, she
Drips,
will follow the
drip.
she will follow the trail of blood.
You follow the drops of blood.
Yeah,
It leads to a room in, like, almost to the back. On the left side, you would see a door having a slit open as you get closer. Everything is still held into this shade of almost damp, suffocating gray.
I used to peek in that room.
You peek into the door and you see a cupboard, like, a, yeah, like almost like a side table with drawers, could probably in them. Something on top, you can't really tell, and the side of like a like a like a picture frame.
Try to squeeze and or try to open the door if that's possible.
Well, you see a doorknob.
Um, so the door was slightly ajar. And, yeah. We'll try and kind of just take the wood, the door, kind of like just put her hand on the inside of the wood and try to just pull the door
Yeah,
towards her.
I mean the door closes to the outside and opens to the inside.
Oh, but basically she tries to open the door a bit more so she can come in. Can go in.
You could,
She tries to do that.
yeah. The door inches open piece by piece as you force your weight against it.
Yeah. Yeah, she do so. Mm. Tries to call out again, but obviously doesn't work.
No words leave your mouth.
Mm. He pushes more weight onto the door to get in.
The door opens enough for you to get in.
Reese's through, and she walks further into the room. And she
You
looks
see
behind
in the room as you go inside weird equipment, tables, a very almost rough cut stool, table with four barely standing legs, two chains in the wall on a wooden plank with a sheet over it. You see the kind of side or, drawer. You see weird vials and smudged pictures, cracked glass on every single one. daggers stuck in wall and weird scribbled papers all across the floor. A jagged book on the table. As your look goes further to the left, you see metallic objects on a almost extending box on the floor. It contains pliers, other weird looking instruments. See the girl almost on knees, curled together forward with the forehead on the floor. Arms left and right hugged around her own shoulders. Mouth wide open. Eyes staring at the floor.
Gets closer, kind of look down on her. Kind of holds a hand over her heart a bit, the hurt inside of her to see her in this state.
Touch
First,
the
she was
girl.
kind of, of her own heart, like of the ghost of her own heart. Kind of,
Oh,
yes, she looks
your own.
down.
Okay.
Yeah, she looks down on her as she first frustrated with why the girl had done this, but then she sees her reaction and quite obvious that she didn't want to. Starts to feel pity, and she lays down behind her, and she gets closer, and she basically hugs her and like speaks to him almost. Uh, and just
Hug
embrace her.
around the girl. So, you see the color in the local surrounding, like 5 feet around her, turn normal again. You see the roughed cuts and some color of the, well, weird scribbles, almost painting, like kid scribbles with black ink. As the girl jumps up, you fall again to your back. You look as the girl stood up and ran over to this weird cabinet, almost a leathern box, wooden contraption almost extending out of it. Suitcase. The girl
Her
seems to grab something and everything turns gray again.
over and investigate the suitcase if it's still open. See
It
what's
is.
inside. But
It's, it was open when you came in. It's still open.
mm,
It's flat out on the floor, having almost multiple compartments extending left and right like a V shape.
how do
Almost
the things
drawn out of
inside?
it.
Hmm. And how did the things inside look?
Well, it's a lot of, see a set of pliers, needles, tiny glass vials, um, other things.
Instruments, basically. Actually, not that the not that the character plot potentially in this they could understand it. But, yeah. Looks at the you saw the side of a picture frame. She look towards that picture, see if she actually can see any of the faces of the pictures in the room. She looks around. Or if they're all smudges.
You go over to the pictures on the kind of cabinet piece. You see crackened glass and pale white, almost milky, murky glass. Can't even look past it. So far up as well.
What did you say?
It's so far up as well.
Yeah. Mm. He tries to open. Tries to open one of the cabinet's drawer, or doors.
You go to this rough cabinet. As you pull on the bottom drawer, it seems to get stuck. You open it up for like half of an inch before it just jams. Almost something in the inside blocks it.
Mm. And is there even a little? So it doesn't open enough that you even can put down like a needle there, right? Doesn't even open up that much, right?
Okay?
Or does it? Does it open enough? Does it
You
open
you
up
see
enough?
that it is dark in there.
Okay. You know how one of the how some things have one of these things that you press down on sometimes?
No, it
Uh,
seems just to be jammed.
uh, can she get a finger down there or hand? Or is it too?
Roll me a d20
Hmm,
as you try to pry your hand into it.
13.
You push your hand down. As you squeeze your hand past by, you feel on your lower arm around, you know, veins and such. You feel your hand go completely numb as you feel sharp splinters and you see this black liquid taint the skin around the hands as it runs down your hand.
Um, wood splinters basically that she got
Yes.
from putting her hand in the
You
wound.
see a big wooden splinter. It seems to be like broken off or like kicked in as you see this like spike that is like snapped off a few inches, like several inches, like 5. You see a very, very thin point as your wrist basically gets stuck in it. A bunch of this liquid run down your hand. As the right hand that you put inside, the entire handprint gets covered in black before it dries in. A little bit into the cabinet.
Does she feel anything inside of there? The wound
You don't.
splinters? She just to carefully take her hand out of there.
Pull your hand out of it as the kind of almost wooden stake snaps off and is now stuck in your right arm. You look
What's
around and you feel how this is still tucked in there, so you feel no pain. You turn around, the girl has the same wooden, almost spike through her right arm. As you look over, you see the color come back, just a glimpse. You see her with both hands in the cabinet before pulling out a set of shears.
mm,
She looks like towards the window with the shears as everything turns gray again.
she hurries over there and she tried to basically move the suitcase. It seems to
So
have only
you
that.
try to move the suitcase?
Yeah. It's
Sure.
not like kicking it over, but she's basically trying to drag it over because it seems to have, things with liquid and things in it that, you know, careful
You
maybe.
pull the suitcase, trying to drag it to the side as you see this like almost burned and cut floor piece. Can't really give it much of a name. It's not really a rug. As you see this kind of bump in it, and the suitcase falls over.
And the window that the girl is looking towards, it has, does it seem locked?
Windows are locked with chain.
Okay. Would it seem like the shears could potentially cut that?
Like hairdresser's scissors.
Um, so she's taking up a pair of shears or scissors basically, or what, and then she looks
See the,
towards the window.
yeah, the windows basically reflect light in the scissors blades.
Mm. So yeah, did you see a reflection in the scissors?
The
I don't
girl
know.
seems to. You don't?
Can she'll try to see her own reflection in the scissors?
Okay. You climb up onto the kind of stool and then the table to be in front of the window. You see the light reflect off the scissors before you see a reflection. A girl with like a bob cut of a haircut, crossed eyes, and a pupils. The vivid scars, cuts, and bruises all over. A dress for just a flicker of a moment. Flowers. Almost like somebody dressed the person up for event. Look into the scissors. The reflection fade as your image completely fades. You see the color come back as you see the yellowish sunlight reflect in it. You look outside the window for just a moment. In the reflection, you see the kind of cloudy sky, bit of light shining through it, and then a cloud again. Look at the girl. As the scissors lose your reflection, the reflection of the window, you lose your focus. As you see the girl like stare at the scissors and seem to speak some words. You can't tell a word, but you can roll me a d20 to figure out.
15. Thank God.
You
Oh,
see the color came back. You see this almost mixture between green and orange in her eyes. They haven't been red. You see, or you basically look at her lips and you see her speak some words as you almost hear in your head the words, maybe this will fix my eyes. You see the scissors flip around and impact the girl's eyes as the scissors seem to be stuck. The girl crouches down, agony and pain, wide open mouth, red, darkened, almost blackish tears. Feel the tears run down on your face as well, as everything goes to gray.
well, so everything is her vision is completely gray. It basically fades out, or what?
No,
Or
the color fades out of
okay,
the girl yet again.
okay. Then she, tries to scream out no, putting on a hand out towards her, but not touching her. And then, she saw herself for which was what you described, and she kind of like holding her hair, but it's she don't want the girl to die or get hurt. You know, she killed that. Um,
Okay.
try to take the sister away from the girl.
Well,
Or is it the sister basically
stuck.
stuck in
Yeah.
the? Mm. Where is she like? Is she crawling towards something, or what is she doing? Like when
She's
she just
curled together, not even touching the scissors anymore.
she, mm, she did that to one of her eyes. She wanted to do that to the her other eye. What is her
No,
hands?
both.
Uh,
The scissors were open.
oh, oh God. Ah, yeah. Um, mm. Is there like a vase or anything like that in the room?
A vase.
Yeah.
Well, void of flowers, but yes.
So try to pick up one of the vases.
Good.
Yeah.
The vase
And
has kind of pattern on it, almost roots, trees, and a night sky.
mm,
Probably one of the only beautiful things in this room.
person is initially going to show it at the window, try and make a noise so that someone would come up to it. But then she see this face. It's basically that it's the only beautiful thing that she has in the room. Yeah. Mm. She's still looking at it, kind of amazed. She looks if there's something inside of it.
Water frozen to ice.
What if mm. She kind of try to get her nail. Well, is it enough that she can get her nail down there and like tink tink the eyes?
Sorry, what do you do?
Can she get her nail down there and like tink tink the eyes?
Yeah, you can. Your hand is pretty slim.
Yeah, she do so. And just tink tink the eyes a bit.
Okay. You look down the vase and you poke at the ice. It seems to be solid frozen. You see a reflection in it. You see a girl. She looks different than the girl that is curled over. Almost as you stare with open eyes, you see a reflection with closed eyes. You see kind of string, almost flower or root petals fall in the background. You see a black wooden board door close in front of her. Soil and dirt. Door. Before the vase loses its color. The eyes.
Careful puts the careful puts the vase down. And then she go over to the window and try to look out of it.
You see this murky white glass. Almost like layers upon layers of dust, liquid.
Tries to basically dust off the glass like it were kind of like snow in a car. Just
You brush the dust off with your right hand. Still has this like blackened liquid on it as it smudges on the glass. It almost dried out, sweeped handprint on the glass.
that kind of like takes her forearm that doesn't have this liquid on it and tries to rub the glass a bit because she can potentially
You
see
see these like squares. Can barely fit your hand into it.
in the window. She sees squares in the window.
Yeah, wooden. No, sorry. Seam. They're gray. Sorry, it's hard to tell materials um, without color, but it feels like metal. As you see this metal grid, like 2 inches horizontal and vertical apart from each other. You can touch it with your hand, not your forearm. Not even your elbow would really fit into that. Basically, have your to like you can barely fit your hand imprint in there.
She's a little bit confused, but then she tries to touch the metal with her hand,
Yeah,
and
you touch
possibly
it, it's
my
cold.
yeah. If it has any patterns, so kind of like draw her finger along the pattern of the
No, it's square boxes,
square
almost
boxes.
like bars.
Oh, and try to kind of like knock on it. But
You hear no sound.
as you push it,
Well, it's solid metal bars. You can. It doesn't move.
try tries to push and pull on it a bit.
Doesn't
And
budge.
can she see anything inside, or because it's metal bars, basically? So
Yeah,
she basically try to
it's
push.
bars
And,
with murky windows in between.
oh, yeah, that's bad. Yeah. Okay, so she stopped messing with that for a moment as she goes over to the girl and tries to basically pet her head a bit.
You touch her hair. Even the hair feels like cement. Frozen.
Can't really interact with the hair, basically. And goes over to the paintings and she'll try to use a form again to smudge off the white of the paintings. She
Well,
can.
it's smudged like into the colors of the painting, almost like somebody
Okay.
took a wet hand and rushed across it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Trying to interact with the hair to, like I said, she tried to, you tried to get to those scissors shouldn't be in there.
Yeah, you see her like face down, right?
Yeah.
Scissors almost touch the ground.
Oh, so she's basically face down almost, like
Yeah,
she like almost like it fell. So she'll try to pull the scissors out before they hit the ground, so they don't go like heads missing.
you go with your hand towards the scissors and go with your fingers into the rings. So you pull on it. It's like steel, like moving a building, a house with your hand. It's nothing moves, not even an inch.
Mm. So she will basically try to take her knee underneath the girl's cheek almost, so she can try and turn her head basically. Try to basically so that if time starts again, um, she will hit her knee or whatever or leg, so that her head naturally kind of moves and she don't fall on the scissors. I don't know if I missed the description there, but it seems like that's
Well, she is
potentially.
kneeled over in what appears to be pain.
Oh, okay, so she's not actually like falling. Okay, got it.
Her feet are not stable on the ground, but she's on knees. One left hand is like with the entire palm on the floor. The other one is like in between the chin and the mouth, kind of trying to cover up the mouth. See the kind of blooded tears and like a wide open mouth.
Try to wipe one of her tears. Yeah. Tries to give her a hug again. To
Try to comfort her. As nothing changes, you use your fingers and try to grab one of the tears. And as you feel over it, you feel the bump of the tear cheek, almost like molten, dried in iron.
like it's like it feels like it has substance basically.
No, it's frozen.
Yeah. Mm. Looks under the bed.
Well, you look under the plank that is chained with two chains to the wall and the kind of hinge. You look under it and it's void.
Yeah. It's so there's plank missing and there's just void there basically.
See a horizontal board, two chains on the outer corners, and, well, hinges on the inside towards the wall. Almost like you could just, lock it in an upwards position.
Well, face basically. It seems right. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah. So the floorboards, were there any floorboards missing, or does it seems like there's potentially someone hid something underneath the floorboards?
You don't see floorboards missing, but under the planks, you see a layer of dust on the floor, but there's a rectangular shape, like almost imprinted in the dust. Like something supposed to be there, but it's not.
Just to drag her fingers along it basically what it's supposed to be. And then she kind of just put her palm over it.
Well, there's void air.
Uh, she see anything in the room that basically fits that like underneath of the waist or anything like that that would fit there?
Probably the box that got knocked over by the carpet.
Yeah. I think she was able to slightly interact with things. So she goes over to the box and she tries to move it towards the void.
You see all of the metallic looking instruments being scattered on the floor towards the wall.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So she tries to put the tries to put some of the metallic objects back in the box.
Hmm. You can.
Mm.
As you
So
put the
she
box up straight and put the objects back in, one by one.
yeah, yeah, almost almost wishing she could reverse time. Uh, she's like cleaning up after her with the bottles knocked over, putting all the things back, and yeah, have she basically put all of the things back that were scattered on the floor.
Yeah.
And was another thing that she took from there, and that's the scissors. So now she will try to go and pull out the scissors. from her.
You go towards the scissors, put your fingers into the rings, and you pull on them. Don't move it. Little.
Doesn't move anything.
Not in the slightest.
So she closes the box instead, and then she goes and put it in the void.
Okay, you put it
Rectangle void in there.
where the dust is missing.
Mm.
You feel your heartbeat once more. Look around if anything changed. See the girl crawling on the ground, leaving this like bite trail on the ground. It's like a snail. You see her grasping for the door, like an inch away with her hand. See the door opens. See almost a gruesome horror as the door almost smashes open. See the door impact the hand, then the elbow, and then the scissors. As you see the man with hat, brooch, long sleeved coat. See his mouth move, almost angry, sad, or disgusted impression. Or you see the teeth grits for a moment, stare down at the girl, and looks away as everything goes gray.
So he basically made that happen when he basically exploded the door. The door went to her, and then he came in and looked at her in disgust, basically. Right?
See him look away from the girl before time freezes. As he was in this darkened blue, you see yellowish eyes.
Direct. What's the color of his hair? I guess everything's grayish. So,
It's
when
ashen, like almost white.
he'll get furious at that as she rushes over and she tries to hit him in the face.
Okay, you run up and you try to hit him in the face, but
Ah,
you run up to him and you see that you're like not much larger than the girl. So you run up, you're like on not even hip height.
you gotta go for this. And she see no, can't. Tries to hit him in the dick instead.
You strike your hand as the creature, the man seems frozen, touching a metal wall.
Creeps out in pain. No sound come out. She pondering, like kicking him between the legs, but it'll just potentially hurt her more than it will hurt him. Instead, she looks towards the girl. She pretty much seemed dead.
Limp on the ground, look at the girl, and you see the scissors are like, the entire scissor legs are like shoved inwards. To yourself for a moment. That girl will probably be blind for quite some time.
But like tries to pray out, like, someone please save this girl. Don't deserve this. I'm not sure what's going on, but can't go out like this. Going on. Who do this to the little girl? Pretty much it's more like a plead out. I'm not sure she even understand what a prayer is at the moment, but she's the closest thing I could relate it to. Um, she
You
tries to speak, but it's words
read
not
to
coming out.
yourself and
Yeah.
you try to like scream out, but no word leaves your mouth, not even your own breath.
He- Does the man have something on him? Um,
Not visibly, no.
yeah. Let the man maybe in the eyes a bit. Try to poke him in the eye.
You're too small to do that.
Yeah. She tries to go through his pockets, but they're probably frozen too.
They are
Um, uh,
hard as steel. As you try to like feel through them, you kind of try to get in like your fingernails pried in there, but
she then turns her attention back to the girl. She once again tries to, like, pull the scissors out of the girl.
okay. You put your fingers in the rings of the scissor. Pull as you see the color come back. You see your hand in this state, cut, covered in black with white pales. As you see the hand of the man rush in the same position, as you see the girl and feel how the scissors get a tug as he yanks the girl's hair backwards and the scissors tear out both eyes. You kind of feel this as the scissors glide out of your hand. You look around and you man and you see his face and worry.
Can you repeat? You cut out for a moment.
Yeah, you as the scissors glide out of yours and his hand, you see them like impact the ground once, see a few drips of blood rain almost off it as the two eyeballs are stuck through, and you see behind him getting drawn by the eyes. As you see the scissors impact the ground and bounce once, it loses
And you're
this.
cutting out at the worst times.
Yeah, I can't really scream that. It's so hard to do
I
with the
know,
voice to do good narrator voice.
I know, I know, I
Let me
know.
just fix my voice settings real quick.
Um,
I think that's better now, right?
and potentially,
Test,
sometimes
test, 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 test.
the noise suppression fucks with things.
Okay, but I hope it's better now.
Hopefully, yeah.
Anyway, this where did it left that where did it cut out?
And basically, so she was trying to pull it, but I guess he also put his hand on the pull, basically. So they, yeah, basically both did it, and
Correct.
the ice went out, and that's kind of what
Yes.
hurt.
The ice tore out. The
Mm.
scissor bounced as they glid out of your and his hands. It bounces once on the floor as you see the blood almost rain off the scissors as it loses its color. You see the color of the eyes, this like vivid orange. You see and look back at the girl being passed out with a vivid tearing wound where her eyes were, and the man in like doubt and worry is written. I hope that was better with cutting out.
Yeah, I didn't just hear what he said, like written or something. He said.
Yeah, almost like written in his face,
What's
like
written in his face?
expression wise.
Oh, yeah. What kind of expression is written in his face?
Worried and full of doubt.
Oh, uh, get a tinge of sympathy for a moment. Seeing that expression, he's not sure what's going on. There's no doubt in that expression. As she looks back down at the girls, at her eyes, looks back at him.
Still see the
Yeah.
flung open.
What's flung?
The doors are still open behind him.
Yeah. She looks out the door there to see what's going on there.
See the hallway?
Uh,
You see the carpet being like almost bundled up on the ground. Like somebody stopped on the middle of the carpet somewhere in like a half sprint.
um, time seems frozen there at the moment. So great, able to interact with watch there. She will go out the door and try and see if she can find whoever basically saw that and ran potentially.
Being what?
It seems like someone stopped on the carpet, right, and then
Yes.
ran the other way, basically,
No,
right?
into the door.
Huh?
Like it's right outside the door.
Oh,
Curled
so
up
someone.
carpet. Vivid slings.
Okay, so there's no sign per se that someone basically ran there and stopped and then ran the other way or something, basically. Yeah. She looks back down at the girl there, and she um, looks at the carpet. Can she figure out why this carpet is this way? Because of fighting have been happening out there, or because
You
of
don't
the
know.
pressure of the spell? Essentially,
You don't know.
what? Okay. How far away? How big is the hallway there? Is it going around the corner then, or
It's a straight hallway where you came in.
yeah? And then there's the stair.
Well, that is down the hallway somewhere. You can't see that currently.
Okay. Hmm. She she steps out of the room for a moment, and then she kind
Step
of looks
outside of the
through.
room. You see footprints on the carpet, as the carpet has this like slight red to it. You see almost wet imprints in it, shaded in gray.
She follows the
dull and
footprint.
void.
Is it which direction are the footprints going? Are they going into the
From the
room or
stairs towards the room.
towards the room she were in?
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, she tries to put down her foot in that footprint. It's her own footprint, isn't it?
they are a good piece larger. And also the other
Oh,
way around because, you come out of the door. You can
yeah.
face the other way if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, she do so, but yeah, we would still see that it's bigger. So,
Yeah, you see two spaced apart footprints, almost like somebody full stopped out of a sprint. See one footprint like where the door frame is, and one like 2 meters to the right.
yeah. One in front and one 2 meters to the right.
Almost like somebody almost did a split.
Um,
Left and right boot. Left and right.
someone basically fell there almost, and they just
Yeah,
came running and basically shoot, fell almost as they seemingly turn around.
correct.
Yeah. Um, she goes in the direction that she thinks that this one ran.
Okay,
Uh,
you follow the footprints backwards.
mm, yeah.
Okay,
Well,
you follow the footprints all the way where they come from. You follow them to the stairway and downwards. See the dog on the ground. See a blooded handprint in the blood. See the front door still opened. And the first door, well, it's now to the right as you face the other direction, but the first door, watching if you were coming inside again, to the left, being flung open. You see the hinges almost tore themselves out.
um, so the footprints are basically coming from the outer door.
No, from the door to the left. Not to the right
Oh,
now.
is that the where place where the man went into?
Correct.
Mm. She goes in there, or she goes towards that door again. Is it open now? That
It
door?
is still, it is open now, yes.
Yeah. She
Door
looks
with
inside.
a kind of key lock in
Yeah.
in the knob, yes.
She goes and looks inside now that it's open.
You look inside, and there it almost looks like a see a almost leathern door and walls. You see a stand, like wooden mounting platform. You see a almost canvas mounted on it, few chairs, plants, and dozens of small little vials and cans all around.
It's a leather door, basically.
No floor and
Okay,
walls.
floor. Okay, yeah. She steps into the room and goes a bit further in the room.
You see these like patched hides in different shades of gray. You see this almost as an insulator from all the little vials and colors of different shades of gray being splattered all around. See the canvas, and it's a canvas filled with a picture. Roll me a d20, please. A d20.
17.
You look around and you see the canvas, and it's the dog that is currently lying on the ground.
Oh, it crawled in there. Oh,
Sorry, what do you do?
So the dog basically had crawled in there,
No,
basically.
the dog on the canvas.
Oh, there's an additional dog, basically.
No, as a picture.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He looks at the picture of the dog and then like she tries to lift it to look at it, like take it and lift it up to look at it.
You look at the picture of the dog. It sits down on its back legs and, well, forward facing chest. Almost looks towards, like, the camera.
Mm. So she tried to kind of like she tried to pet the dog almost, kind of like just with her finger, but it's paper. But she kind of pets the picture. But was she able to lift the picture, or was the picture kind of like stuck to the?
Well, it's mounted in the canvas holder, so yes.
Yeah. Mm. Um, Nothing happened when she touched the dog, right? It's stuck to the.
The canvas holder, yes.
Yeah. Can she remove the canvas? Oh,
No.
okay. And she investigate the room a little bit more, kind of like behind, basically like where the dog is looking, basically, sort of, because where it is, and basically like, oh, the dog would be looking at that direction, sort of thing. Looks behind her, basically, to see what's behind her.
So in the rest of the room, or in the back of the picture.
So
Hello?
yeah, hello, yeah. So
In the
first,
back of the picture or in the room?
in the room first.
Well, you
You see,
see shelves and boxes. Seems to be an atelier. A painting room
hmm, nice. Yeah,
with no colors. Different
yeah.
saturations of gray.
Hmm. Okay, how Madison felt in the shadow. Uh, she will try to look behind the picture, if that's possible.
Well, you look around the canvas holder.
Mm,
You see different, like almost somebody used a brush to brush off different sets of colors, like stripes on the leather. You see this leather is supposed to like protect the floor and the walls probably, as it is like one stitched together uniform piece.
yeah. Beautiful painting. Um, yeah. She looks around the atelier a little bit to see if she can find anything that looks to have like religious symbol or
None.
uh, any, uh, there any drawings of the girl or anything like that? Yeah.
Not in this room. It seems to be only this piece.
And that piece,
See a few stacked unpainted canvases in the corner.
uh, can she interact with the paintbrushes?
I see brushes and various almost cups.
Mm,
What do you do?
She'll she'll try to lift one of the paintbrushes.
Okay. You go up to one of the mugs and see a large amount of brushes, like 10 or more, from different bushy, less bushy hair. You take one out.
Yeah. Um. So the girl's damage was basically her eyes, mainly, right? It seems.
Right?
Um. So she will try to basically on the canvas to try to paint a pair of eyes, basically. Just
Well, the
trying.
canvas is currently having the dog.
Okay, yeah. Can she try and remove the canvas, the dog canvas
It's
to,
clamped in place in gray.
and can she try and remove the plants with it like?
Well, yeah, it will tear if you try.
No, I don't want to destroy the picture. It's a very beautiful picture. But isn't there a way to get the painting out of there without destroying it?
You wouldn't know how to open one.
She fiddles around with the metal. She kind of feel with her hand over it to try and figure it out. She tries,
Roll a
kind of like,
d20.
uh, tries to pull and pinch and squeeze and whatnot. Not 20.
You kind of twiddle around with all the like canvas pieces, and you get it out there eventually. You
Hmm.
see as you kind of like twiddle around with all the kind of little pieces, you're like on a stool on the top part. It clicks open. What do you do?
You mean that the canvas holder clicked open?
Yeah,
Yeah. So as it opens up, so it seems like she can. So it seems like she can pull it out. She will. It seems like she can pull it out without hurting it, right? So if that's the case, seemingly she will pull it out.
well, the picture's in gray. You open up the holder as the holder returns its bright and wood colors for just a moment. Take out the picture. You put it to the side in its kind of gray and state to the side of like a shelf. You do.
He tries to take an empty, she'll try to take a drawing, like a picture that is not been drawn on, basically.
An empty canvas.
Yeah, and she try to put it in the canvas.
Okay, you put the empty canvas in and you snap back the canvas holder. You look at it for a moment and you see the colors of the picture of the dog return. As you see the wet painting of the dog run down its canvas.
Hmm. Uh, well, I mean, it's on the counter, basically, like, right? So how does
Yeah,
it run down? Or
sideways.
does,
You put it on the counter, it has a slants to it.
okay,
As you see the painting kind of start to run off the thing.
um, she tries to like take the painting and put it somewhere where it won't run, basically.
Canvas
And
holder?
she'll canvas holder.
Yeah,
Uh, does the liquid seem like normal paint, or does it seem odd?
oil paint.
Is there enough nowhere else to put it but the canvas holder where it can?
Yeah,
Is that the only place to put it, basically?
yes,
Does it seem like she can save it if she put it in the canvas holder again?
probably.
Uh, so she'll try to do so. Is to put it on
You
together.
pluck up the old empty canvas and you put it in back the dog picture. Look at it and you close the latches. As the color fades from the picture, it's in its painted state.
Colors faded from the pictures and it became gray again, or did it
Yeah, it
basically?
became gray again, like it was painted. Nothing moved.
Okay, so small parts that had drifted down, did they basically go back?
No, it's just there again.
That just magically came back?
The
Or
moment it turned gray, it's there. Like you see the kind of like you think back at the kind of like left away space that it created when it drew the paint from the top left. It's back in its place.
um, and what color was it though? Was it black or white or
White.
white? Okay. Um, she has some of the blood dog's blood on her hands still, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
You see as you put the picture back into the frame, right? You
Yeah.
do see the handprints on the latches for the holder, fingerprints and blackened blood, as well as the empty canvas that you're currently holding in the other hand.
Yeah. She basically tried to take all that blood and basically just on the dog, almost like she's trying to transfer some essence from the dog into the picture, almost
You
make it more
drag the
lifelike.
dog to the picture?
No, just the blood. Just the dog's blood on her hands, right?
Hmm.
She's tried to get a little drip of that blood onto the painting, onto the paint of the dog.
You put your hand above the dog's picture and you squeeze your hand and a drop of blood drips off it. You see it kind of like where the tongue is hanging out the side of the dog's mouth, kind of on there. See it dry in, and you feel a singular heartbeat going through your veins.
Mm. The blood basically got absorbed into it.
It dried in
Mm.
and turned gray.
She tries to do it one more time. With the other hand,
Squeeze the other hand above the picture. See the drop of blood drop onto the picture as it runs off like water.
to her head, and yeah. Then she goes over to the. She goes over to where the brushes are, paintbrushes are, with the empty canvas,
Mm-hmm.
and she basically sits down on the floor. Basically, as she uses the paintbrushes and all the colors to basically try to at first she'll basically try to draw what looks like two eyes.
I would enjoy if people will not like leaving Johnny because everybody can hear it, but you try to draw two eyes. Roll me a d20.
15.
Well, as much as a person on your age, so you figured out you're like a toddler of size, can draw eyes. It's two jagged circles with some random color in the center. Everything has this weird gray tint to it.
Uh, and she don't know who that girl is or who she is at the moment at all, or do she have
Not at
any
all.
resemblance of self at all?
Not at all.
Um, does she understand, like, um, is it more that she instinctively understand common, or can she write common? She understand how to write and read. Or does she instinctively understand how to read but can't write? Or
Either.
neither?
You will
Okay.
see.
Um, well, she tries to basically leave a message, sort of thing, but I guess she figures out that she can't write.
Yeah,
Or
you put your finger and the kind of like brush and you put a few lines on it and it's just like you blink twice, feel a pulse. You don't know how to convey anything. On
mm, yeah, and she have no idea. She have no idea what. Because I want metagames. She don't have no idea what like
Not that you
genres like.
can, you're not aware of your own abilities.
No, what I mean is like, could she draw basically a symbol of Shara, or does she even know what that
No,
is? Or what?
no
I mean,
idea.
yeah, we do know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So she just tries to basically draw the girl. There's how she looked.
You
She tries to draw her.
draw like a almost like round circle like childhood picture. It's like a stick person with like neck long hair, a little longer maybe, and these googly eyes, mouth, and this like plain clothing, like with the strap on the left shoulder and a little bit shown of the shoulder. Looks very crude. Boy will convey the message. Who that might
Yeah.
be.
Mm, you said it may work. That it may convey the message.
It may convey the message who it is,
Yeah.
symbolic wise, even though it looks
Um.
very crude and weird.
Yeah. She then tried to basically draw the hat. Basically behind her, she'll try to basically draw the man in the hat.
I think that goes beyond your capabilities.
So yeah, it's like thinking maybe the hat could maybe have a hat in there. But
You
yeah,
could.
she tries to draw a hat in the
Almost like a
background.
cowboy's or bowler's hat in the background.
It's like a
Shade
bowler's
of gray.
hat, and then she basically tries to do what maybe looks like blood, and just two additional eyes and a pair of scissors. Basically, she's trying to do.
Scissors is difficult,
uh, Probably just looks like an X. That's
pretty
weird.
much.
Uh, yeah, she do that, and she basically put the picture on a. Yeah, no, she actually did she take the picture with her?
Hmm.
She take that picture with her, and she take the yeah, so the dog thing she can, because the oil, the basically the paint started dripping when she took it out. So
Correct.
um, I don't do that. So yeah, so she goes and she goes out with that little painting, but she will take one last look around in the room to see if she find any paintings or anything like that.
Nothing except for
Um,
cans and vials.
Uh, and the vial seems to be color or liquids, basically.
Liquids.
And um, so you try and take one of the yeah. So it basically looks like a painter's room, right?
Yeah,
So you try to take
it's
one
an
of the
atelier. That's what it is. A
yes.
painter's room.
You try to take one of the vials.
You
See if you can lift it.
see all of the great glass vials as you try to take one. It doesn't budge.
Okay. Um, she yeah she takes the picture that she drew and um, hmm, oh right. Obviously she could add um she have seen what herself look. It's just some lady in white, right? Basically, right? Or some young person in white, basically, right? Is what
Yeah,
she
something
herself
along
looked
those
like.
lines. Look like a
She will
little
try to
girl. That's about it.
yeah. She will
Maybe. You also looked like a dog before.
yeah. So she will add to the picture what looks like a ghost trying to hug a little girl on the side there, basically.
Okay.
Um,
You roll me a d20.
mm, uh, yeah, mm, uh, uh, 14.
You realize that everything that is gray seems to be anchored in the world, and everything that is not, and that you touch and moves, changes. So you're looking down on your self-made picture. Don't think that that anchors in this world.
Mm. Um, so everything that's gray seems to be like anchored in
Locked
the world.
in the world.
Yeah.
But everything
And
that you can interact with seems malleable as this, well, canvas in your hand. You don't think that whatever you change around here reaches them, as everything that they interacted with, you also could interact with. Almost like a red string through a book's pages.
mm, she take her little drawing and she goes up to the people again, the four upstairs. Unless she sees anything else in the
You
room.
look upstairs. You walk the stairs up and you see footprints going out of the door. And like on the second or third one, it just like is only a half of a footprint and a quarter, and it's just gone. Goes
Mm.
towards the left throughout the corridor somewhere, but you can't really tell.
Yeah, so it's a new set of footprints basically that she didn't see last time she went up here or went down here.
Well, you went back up, and there are
Mm.
footprints leaving the room.
Okay, so she don't see anyone in the room where they used to be.
Well,
Or
you
is she
can't
not?
currently look into the room.
Okay, because how far away is she from that room at the moment?
Some, good run away.
Okay, she'll first try to follow the footprints, whether in the direction that they went. To try and see.
Well, they leave somewhere into the left part of the corridor, but they fade out on the floor
Mm.
as you see like 5 closed doors.
Yeah. how closed doors. Do you see any shadow or any difference between any of the
No,
doors? Okay, and they're all closed.
correct.
Is there a window there as well?
Well, at the end there is, but it has this same white murky glass.
Yeah. She goes over to the end there where the window is, and she tries to basically rub with with her forearm to rub away the white.
Okay,
Yeah.
you rub your forearm, I guess this time,
Sure.
across the glass, and you see the same kind of murk tint, foliage, whatever you may call it, on the other side as well, on the outside.
Okay. So she will go to the door on the far left, basically. She will try to open it.
The door is closed. It's gray and it doesn't budge.
She will take the other one to the left, the next one further back, basically.
Yeah, you go to the next door, to the, well, more to the left, and, well, you try to open it. It has a gray color. As you try to push and pull on it, it doesn't move.
And how many doors were on the left side?
Five. Five in total, left and right.
Okay. Yeah. So what she basically do is she goes to each and every one of them, left side first, and she tries to open the doors.
None of them moves.
Do any of them change in color?
No.
Okay. Um, Tries to knock on one of them.
No sound is produced, and nothing changes.
Just to try to get down on the floor and see underneath the doors.
Well, the
See-
doors are flush with the floor.
Okay. Yeah. Um, okay. So she will go back to she'll go back to where the girl is. And
Well, you
the man.
go back to the girl's room, and you see the empty room. Well, the table has been kicked over. See a big crack through it. You see, like, almost blood on the ground. And how much you can differentiate in the color of gray of it already is frightening. And, well, the kind of ledge that was on the drawer that you pulled out like half an inch is the front board of it is like on one side, it's broken off. You see almost like somebody got drug over the ground and out the door.
Out the door which she came in from.
Yes.
Um, and yeah, so uh, she try and pick up one of the wooden splinters,
Or the one that's
or
stuck in your arm because the board broke off a unit. That's it, one piece.
okay,
Snapped off and
no, she doesn't try to pull it out. May hurt the girl. It's okay.
where? Sorry?
No, she will try and see if there's any like small wood splinters or anything like that.
No. As I said, it broke off
Yeah,
as
and
one
twist it out.
unified piece.
Yeah, okay. So goes back. She goes back outside, um, where the foot. So she basically follows the footprints
Well, there
where.
is nowhere to
Uh,
follow as the footprints fade on the carpet.
uh, You
As you
teleported out.
stand at the last footprint that is like kind of a little bit visible, there's no specific place it goes to. It's just in the middle of the hallway.
Yeah. It seemed like hmm, it basically faded out, basically, or does it
Yeah,
just stop
it's
there?
faded out. Every
Okay.
step, the footprints got less and less potent on the ground.
Hmm.
I explained that like 4 times to you now.
Yeah. And there was 5 doors in total.
Correct.
Three on the how many on the left side and how many on the right
3
side?
and 2.
2. Yeah. Yeah, she tried to look under all of them, didn't work. She tried opening all of them, but didn't work. Um,
One on the opposite side where you are, and you know, 2 to the right and 3 on the left side.
yeah. So there's 3 doors on the left side, right?
There's 3 doors on the left side and 2 on the right. You are also on the right door. There's one opposite side of the stairway, one to the right of the stairway, and one across from it.
You take the one that are in the middle to the left, and you take the paper, and she will try to basically slide. She will try to slide it under, but not fully, basically, so she's still holding onto it. She's gonna try and slide half of the picture under the
Okay.
door.
Uh, you couldn't as the door is flush.
Okay. Yeah. She will try to pull a little bit on the stake she has in her arm.
It
Not try to
doesn't
pull it
move.
out
It is
fully, but
as it has the color of gray.
okay. Oh, is that how it? So it's
Pretty much.
and it's yeah.
Yeah, there's a room still here. Let me just. It's hard to convey it in text.
Well, you can write it if you want, draw it if you want on tabletop simulator.
No, I don't really want to do that.
Okay.
So you would be also be here for the H's or here. That's the room from the girl, basically.
Yeah.
S is for the stair.
You don't and the in the squares is basically
Rooms.
rooms. Okay. She
Still,
basically
I still
looks
messed
to
something up here. Give me a
yeah.
second. Let me just fix that real quick.
She basically goes to the entire floor basically and tries to see if there's any door that are open or slightly
There we
open.
go. So 3 on the left, 2 on the right. You're here. The stairs has an opposite room and then a 2x2. God, I took long. Sorry. What do you do?
Basically tries to see if there's any door open on this floor at all. She
No,
can't.
none.
Right.
Just the room you're in.
Yeah. And she can't open any of them.
No.
Uh, go back to the girl room where the girl is, see if she can find a key or something. Yeah.
Yeah, you go back into the room. I look inside. It's
Yeah.
a little messed up.
She goes through the rubbles to see if she can find anything. Come to the bed.
You look
Um,
through the knocked over desk and everything that's on the floor, but there seems to be like no key.
she will try to that box. She will try to draw out that box again.
Yeah? The box with the utensils. It's gray and it doesn't budge
Okay. So it doesn't budge anymore. And it doesn't move
at all.
anymore. Okay. She can pull that out. Is that a thing that you could like, try to mess with the locks or something? Um, um, oh, they're on the second floor, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Is there a third floor?
No.
Okay. Can't really see. Can you potentially see in from the outside? But it's on the
Probably,
second floor.
but as you were downside, you would still see the frozen rain.
Uh,
You
uh,
also realize that everything that interacted with your body immediately hurt you, basically. Rain, the cupboard, basically everything.
yeah.
Your being doesn't seem only to be fragile there, but also limited.
Yeah. Um, doors that are locked.
The doors are locked or frozen.
Go back to the doors.
You go outside the room.
Mm,
What do you do?
mm. She looks up at the roof as she's walking down the hallway again.
You look up at the roof. You see this like wooden inlay,
Mm.
arches between like
Oh,
the wooden pillars to the side that line the room, with the polished boards at the side.
I'll try to get back where the footprints end, and then she looks up again. But she basically follows the roof, looking into the roof while she's making her
See,
way there.
you see the wooden boards laying the roof of the top arches.
Anything on the wall, paintings, things like that.
No, you don't see anything.
I roll an initiative from my sheet. Uh,
You look up at the wooden boards. Nothing seems different about them.
mm, mm, okay. And she'll put her hand on the. She'll put her hand on the door.
Which
On the
one?
door goes to the bottom right.
Okay. You go to the very bottom right door. You put your hand on it. It has a dull gray to it.
And like keeps it there for some time.
Nothing changes.
Try to distinguish some sort of. Okay. So she will go to where the dog is.
You
The
go to
body
the
of the
dead
dog.
dog.
Mm. Um, she'll you look at it. Um,
See the deep cuts on the neck and chest and the abdomen. See the puddle. Even the carpet couldn't soak up all of it.
we'll try to interact with the dog. Kind of like move its ears a little bit.
No, the dog is gray and doesn't move at all. As you touch the ears, it almost feels like stone needles.
Uh, um, so she can't interact with the dog at all. Nice.
Correct.
I think the painting had, time started moving when the this painting of the dog. So if I go check the dog out. First time moved last was the painting room. Mm. And she will explore the downstairs instead.
I
But
mean, you are at the dog, which is
yeah,
downstairs.
yeah. So she tries to open doors on the downstairs.
All doors have the same dull gray wooden pattern on them. You try to use the knob and wiggle them all, but none of them move. Not even a not even the slightest bit.
She panics a little bit and she will every single door on the downstairs. Is there a kitchen? Is there like or is there
It's a
probably back
hallway
doors?
with
Yeah.
doors.
She'll follow the hallway down to places that she haven't gone yet. Essentially.
Well, you follow the hallway, you see all of the doors, and you see a window with whitened glass and silt on it.
Tries to rub the white stuff again.
You brush it off. You see the same on the other side.
Um, so is there any chance that she can basically go along the underneath the roof of the house and basically follow it around the house sort of thing?
Well, you've been outside. The roof doesn't really extend past the walls. It ends at the corners, at the edges.
You know, she's gonna take with her those gonna take with her the gonna take with her the papers, some of the papers. She seems to be able to interact with them. She can and let the papers absorb the water as
From the
she
girl's
uh,
room,
from that atelier where the painting stuff is to
the
like
canvas.
yeah. She
Okay,
basically
but
trying to
you can only hold one at a time.
are they too heavy to hold more?
They're too spacious. Like they're full blown, like painting canvases. Like for the wall. You have to extend both hands to hold one, pretty much. Or it touches the ground.
Uh, so she run up to where the girls' room is, and there's a bed there, right?
Well, it's a plank with a sheet on it,
Well,
hinged
it,
to the wall.
yeah. But is there a bed in the girls' room where the
That is the bed.
yeah. Okay, so the bank girl, the Betty sees the plank basically.
It's a plank and a sheet, bolted and chained to the wall.
Puts the painting that she draw onto the bed.
Okay, you you put it on there. You see the gray sheet, and it's almost like a pane of glass as it touches the bed. The canvas, almost like, yeah, like brittle glass. It cracks into pieces.
The, um, the painting is no more. Beautiful painting. Or did it complete the crack basically?
It
So,
cracked into pieces, yeah,
um,
including the paper or the,
she,
you know, cloth.
she tried. She goes back into the painting room and she picks up a canvas, and then she goes kind of like out, still under the roof, and then she kind of looks, okay, that direction it would be to, the because of the layout of the house, to see on the outside to the inside, kind of like potentially see through the windows. Um, and she will basically use the canvas to kind of like absorb the water as she goes to make a way for herself to
Okay,
not be hit by the water, to look through the windows from the outside.
you
Let me get a hint.
go past the roof. You walk some 2 or 3 steps. You hear a raindrop impact the empty canvas. You hear a sharp a tear as the raindrop falls through the canvas.
Super drops. Drops. Uh, how far is it to the? How
Like
far is it to?
60 feet and then around the corner and almost the same, like some 120 feet.
But from where she is now, can
Yeah,
she?
120
Assume
feet
she. Yeah. Does she see
approximately.
any? Yeah. From where she is now, does she see any windows to even see if she's even able to see in?
Only at the front and back.
Mm. Is she able to see in through them? Or no?
Well, you're not currently seeing them. Not
Where is the
all of
closest? Mm.
the end of the hallway. The bottom floor doesn't have any windows
Oh, okay. So the bottom floor doesn't
apart
have it.
from the hallway.
Yeah. So she, from being outside of the roof, does she see as she looks up at the house again? Does she see any windows at all?
Well, you would have to go there to see.
Hmm. Uh, she still see the horse, I guess. Does she see any signs of a basement or anything?
No sign.
Yeah. Yeah.
You walk through the first few, like the first raindrop, right? You look up at the canvas, you see a hole the size of your, like, full hand. You look at the canvas, and the wood snapped.
Yeah. She goes inside again. That's a bit scary.
You go back under the roof. You see the long hallway, the room to the right, where you have the canvas from, and the stairs upwards.
Go into the canvas room again and look at the painting of the dog.
It's a gray picture.
Mm. Uh, Actually, she goes to the dog and she tries to touch the tongue of the dog because when the blood touch the tongue of the blood of the painting,
Well,
something
the
happens.
dog has a closed mouth.
Okay, tries to open the mouth of the dog.
Dog is gray and
Okay.
doesn't move.
She started looking through the house for things that are malleable and not gray. She can interact with.
You go through the atelier,
Mm.
go upstairs, and you find everything in this gray.
She finds that everything is gray. Moment, basically. She don't find anything that's malleable for her to interact with.
Not as for currently.
Yeah, and she goes to the doors again where the footprints ended, and
You see the footprints end in the middle of the hallway.
which which door is closest?
The girl's room.
Is the girl's room the closest to where the footprints end? Isn't that the three doors on the left and the two doors to the right?
No, like the footprints faded out fairly quick. It just barely got to the middle of the hallway.
Okay, so he may as well gone down.
Also not impossible.
Yeah. Did you see the horse still being there?
No,
The horse is not there anymore.
correct.
Okay. She tried to look for another exit than the front door.
You don't see anyone.
Okay. She she goes outside and she tries to dodge the raindrops as best she can. And she makes her way to where the horse used to be, just to the side of the house,
You look
to get a better look on the other side.
where the horse was, and it's like a 60-foot or more way there.
You it's did it hurt so much when she got hit by the raindrops that she thinks she cannot do it?
There was no pain.
Mm. But
Never
did she?
said it hurt. I said you feel a bruise.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. So she goes over there then, if that's the case.
Okay, you walk towards where you've seen the horse. You feel dozens of raindrops fall as you touch them, even despite your best efforts to weave past them. You, your shoulders, your back are completely bruised. Just feel like a concussion on your head, wet hair,
Mm.
and
Hands over her head.
a deep, almost hole-like wound around from the back of your leg through the knee on your right leg. As you get around the corner, you see a small stable. Hay on the ground. colored in gray. A horse. As the door to the stable is opened, see puddles of water on the ground and the grass surrounding it. Gray, gray grass.
There's a stable there, and did the door open? Did you
The
see it
door
move?
was open when you got there.
Okay, okay, got it. And the horse that was there before is not there anymore. Did you see any other signs of anyone walking here? Footprints? Can she see any windows from here now? Where she is now?
No,
Oh, okay. So she will walk over. How far away is the stable?
the stable is some 10 feet away.
She'll go over to the stable.
Okay, you
Mm,
go over to the stable's fence and you see the opened gate. It's colored gray. See frozen water in the bathtub looking wooden thing.
yeah. She tried to look at her own reflection.
You look at your own reflection and it's not there.
Um, Tries
As you
to.
see, you look into the frozen gray, almost silted water. You see a pile almost of dirt flush with a grassern plain. And a singular flower in a gray color. Roll me a d20.
Mm, tilts her head as she sees the flower.
You look at the flower. With void of its color, you think to yourself, there's something missing about it. Look down on it, and hits you like a truck. That girl might be you.
Yeah.
At least when you don't do anything against it.
Mm. What do you mean when you don't do anything against it?
Did I
Seems to.
stutter?
Seems to be. So it seems to potentially be you. Uh, if you if you don't do anything against it.
Yeah.
So how far away is the flower?
Well, in the water's reflection,
Oh, so the flowers in the water's reflection.
yeah,
Okay.
you see
Yeah.
loose dirt, even with a gray grassland plain and a grayish flower on it, like plucked and laid upon.
Instinctively, kind of reach out to grab it.
You grab onto the frozen, grayish, murky water as it ripples and turns slightly blue. Touch the bottom of this kind of trunk as the reflection fades. As you kind of feel how moving forward is difficult with a hole in your leg.
Yeah. Um, Um, pull her hand out from the water.
The water immediately freezes, leaving a reflection of the raining sky as you see a singular raindrop and ripple. As it freezes.
She didn't have any. Does she have her wounds and stuff? Is there any blood or liquid coming out from those places?
No.
Tries to get some blood from the dog, basically, to get basically on the eyes where the flower is on the eyes.
Well, it's gray. You
Yeah,
put a drip of blood from your right hand into it, from the dog, like onto it, as it like finds the lowest place and puddles up almost and then turns gray.
mm, mm. Start to reach for the flower. Closes her eyes and kind of like picturing being, kind of like picturing grabbing that flower sort of thing as she kind of just grabs for air.
You close your eyes and you put your hand forward. Don't feel anything.
She looks down at the frozen thing again,
Yeah, you look at
and
the
then
stuck in place water.
um, then she closes her eyes and she keep that picture in the in her mind as she take down her hand and tries to grab the flower.
As you try to formulate a picture in your mind, everything stays black, almost like there's nothing beyond this. Like reaching the ledge on the cliff, try to formulate a picture, and nothing comes to your mind.
Bit scared, she opens her eyes.
You open your eyes, you see the stable, shaded
Hey,
gray.
uh, she walks into the stable that had the door open.
Yeah, you walk onto the stable, you see the gray hay, and almost like steel rods, your feet immediately getting pierced.
Tries to yelp out in pain.
No air leaving your lungs.
Try to navigate way more carefully. She tries to see what's inside of the stable.
You look like you climb onto a piece of hay, piercing your hands, your legs, and your feet once more as you look over and there's this rectangular piece wall that is missing above just before the roof. You look over, you see the ledge of the house and the white murky glass of the hallway. See the windows of the top floor in the same murky white. As you see like 10 feet off the house, everything goes into this blur.
Like the world is shrinking or what?
No, into this washed away colors and shapes, Everything seems like 10 feet past the house to lose shape and form.
She can see through the windows. No, she
No, it
figured out.
has the same murky white.
Yeah, but she did see this rectangular shape similar to what she saw in the girl's room, with basically just a void there, right?
Eh?
Well, you said something about a rectangular shape.
Yes, the top part of the stable,
Oh,
where air flows through it.
oh yeah, 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 yeah. Okay,
Not a closed room.
yeah. So she never figured out where that horse went. Yes. Um,
No,
and she don't see anything malleable that she can interact with it either.
you don't see anything with color, but you also always had to interact with the thing to figure out if it does.
Um, she go back to the water and the ice downstairs again, and she see a field, you say, with a flower that has been plucked, right?
Well, you've seen it. The water is currently frozen in a ripple of a raindrop.
So the raindrop, can she touch the raindrop?
You can.
So she touch that raindrop.
Okay. You put your hand at the raindrop, like touch it with your fingers, and almost like a bullet, it shreds through your fingertips of your right hand. So you almost try to pick it up. See the first link of all of your 5 fingers on the right hand. Almost snapped off.
Mm.
As the ripple on the water turns into the water surface again, you see the same image as before.
Just try to touch it with the finger. Yeah.
You put your finger tip into the water as you see the water turn, well, you see that the wound of your finger seems to tint the water to a deep, deep black as the image dies within the black.
Mm. Just goes away basically, and the water is now completely black.
After you pull your finger from it, it turns gray.
Okay, so the water is now gray basically in the thing.
In the trunk.
Okay, so it's gray now again. She can't interact with it basically.
That's what you get from it.
Yeah. Um,
Well, it's gray. As I said before, you only figure out if it changes or not when you actually do something to it.
yeah. She tries to kind of like touch it one more time a little bit to see if it's like hard like rock or
Yield a solid surface.
yeah. So she will go inside of the stables again, to the entrance there to look
You
if something
feel
has, yeah.
the pieces of hay pierce your feet on every step.
Does something seem to have changed in here?
No, all still in the same place. As you see this blackened trail that you leave with every step.
Okay. Is there any other buildings that you see? A cellar or anything? The road?
I would have told you.
Okay. Um, looks up at the roof.
Well,
Things all.
it's shingles of a gray and green.
Oh, um, fence. Yeah. Yeah. So she investigated the stables and the thing that was outside. There doesn't seem to be anything else that's malleable here or have a reaction or anything.
What do you do?
He walks. Yeah, there's a flower there. Does she see a flower that looks like that flower anywhere as she looks around on the field or the grass here?
It's just gray and grass.
Um, as she saw those pictures, did did time start again a bit or
No? You're still in the stable?
yeah? So since she already passed through, she will basically backtrack the same way that she went the last time because she already touched water drops there or whatever. So she
Okay,
go
as
back
you
the same way.
go off the hay, you
All of it.
see and feel that your right foot, like on the halfway point of your foot, tears and sticks in the hay, almost like getting left behind in spikes.
Tries to free her foot.
Well, it tore off as you got out of the hay.
Okay.
The
So her foot is
toes and the palm is basically stuck, tore off.
uh, can she still walk?
And
She walks or will her way over back towards the house, backtracking through the rain on the follow her footprints basically, so she don't have to get hit by rain anymore.
yeah, you follow your footprints backwards, but as your body has a different shape on, the way you're facing,
Mm.
um, you see that your left shoulder touches one more raindrop as you feel how the raindrop kind of bores through skin and flesh as you see this like half an inch deep cut from your shoulder to your elbow down as you get back to the house.
Yeah. Go back to the go back up to the
Make your
girls.
way up the stairs. It's
Mm.
considerably harder than before. You go back to the girls' room.
Mm. Looks around the girls' room again, painting. Look at where the bed was. And she
It's scattered into pieces.
the bed.
The painting on the bed.
Yeah. She like try to put it together for a moment, a little bit.
It's gray
Yeah.
and it doesn't move.
Yeah. Go back to the doors.
Once.
Oh, there's five of them, right? Mm. Three on
Correct.
the left side and two on the right side.
Correct.
And she tried to open all of them.
Yeah.
Go to the one on the right side, closest to the window.
Doesn't open.
Mm.
It's gray. And it doesn't even budge a single bit.
She start trying to check underneath the carpet. And
Well, the
instead of
carpet is gray and it doesn't move.
on the floor, it's looking like it always. Anything odd about the floor?
Which door?
Floor. Is there anything odd about
Floor.
the floor?
No, the floor is this uniform color. Gray.
Tries to knock twice on the door.
It produces no sound.
Then go to the door that is to the closest to the window. That was maybe that was where she was. She goes through the door that is to the right, closer to the stair,
Mm-hmm.
and she tries to open it and
Gray.
knocks at it.
And it doesn't move.
Goes over to the left side to the one that are closest to the stairs, and she knocks 2 times and tries to open it.
As you knock, there's no sound. Pull on the door. And
Yeah, nothing happens when she pulls on that door either.
correct.
Goes to the one that are not next, but the one that are closest to the window. Knocks 2 times and tries to open.
The door is gray and it doesn't budge.
And then the middle door. Same.
The door, as you knock on it, keeps the same color. And trying to move it feels like moving a house. Either.
Well, she inspects the things that she have on her.
A dress and vivid wounds by this point.
Tries to take her nightgown and use that to basically move the handle of the door.
See the nightgown, you wrap it around the handle and you push and pull and twist. Gray, and the nightgown is white.
Yeah, so did it work because the night went out? Did not really.
Door is still closed.
Um, Uh, um, this point, she goes back down to the painting where the dog is, and she unclatched the painting again at the dog. The door.
Okay. You see the painting of the dog was gray, turns to color, and starts running down the picture.
Um, and the rest of the room, is it just the painting that gets colored?
It's just a painting.
Take the painting over to where the dog is.
Okay. You pull yourself towards where the dog is with the painting. Look at the painting and the dog. And it looks very alike. In the moment, it's running down the canvas. You feel a singular heartbeat.
Yeah. And tries to get a little bit of the ink to touch the dog.
You see the colorful ink. Green, purple, white. faces, black, run down the edge of the picture onto the gray dog. It pearls off the dog and soaks into the carpet. Almost a
Mm.
colorful outline around the gray and shaded blood.
Yeah. Um, People get a heartbeat again. That's good. What was on the painting? Was it just a dog and basically like grass and
Yeah,
stuff?
that's it.
Okay. And the paint don't stick on the dog. It's just basically.
Soaks into the carpet.
Um, there were no changes in the dog. She still can't move the dog, right?
Correct.
Um, but there's still color on the painting.
Well, yes.
Uh, she goes.
What are you going to do? Go on a painting spree through the house?
This point maybe. No, but um,
Well, you have like 10 things to interact with still, but whatever.
um, is there anywhere where there basically have been a empty frame for a picture?
No.
Okay, doesn't have been the case. I think some of the descriptions of pinks I may not have heard, uh, but okay. So she goes back to the painting room.
The one you're close to? Yes.
She, well, the knife that the girl stabbed the dog with is it anywhere?
It's still on the floor.
She'll try to pick up the knife.
It's glued to the floor.
Um, she'll go back in the painting room and she'll basically try to put the painting back.
You put the painting back into place as it stays in color.
So it stays in color this time, basically.
Correct.
Yeah. She looks at it for a moment as it is, unlike everything else that it says gray, it's, pretty in the colors. She
See
looks
the
at it for,
colors fleet off the canvas, down the canvas's holder's legs, and onto the ground, onto this
she,
almost compound leather as it loses color.
okay. If she see that happen, she would try to take it out of there and make the paint not run off.
Canvas holder is gray, and the hinges don't move.
And
As the last bits of color fade from the picture, almost this blur stays on the picture, the canvas goes gray.
there are other papers and canvases in here that she could interact with, right?
The empty canvas is in the corner.
Yeah. Goes to the empty canvas and she tries to draw that flower from before.
Okay. You pick up a brush, Roll me a d20.
Good.
Hmm?
7.
Not a beautiful picture. Don't even think it's a flower, but maybe. With a lot of imagination and turning the picture upside down. Twice or thrice. Maybe.
um, um, kind of like put the paper down and then pick up another paper.
You lay down the canvas as it loses color and turns gray.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. Um, she can interact with the paint and stuff, right? Basically. Uh,
All the vats and flasks
yeah.
are gray.
Okay. But she could get paint on the brush, right? Mm.
Well, there was paint on the brush.
Okay.
Just used different brushes.
Yeah. She takes one of the brushes and takes the brush and tries to roll the girl.
What?
Uh, okay, so what she'll try to do is she's gonna she's gonna try and paint a door that's open.
Okay, you paint an open door.
Then
It's
she
just, two squares with different angles, but good enough.
she takes the paper with her up and she goes to the door up the left, to the middle door to the left, and she put that paper towards the door.
You put the canvas at the door.
You know,
The door is gray and it doesn't move.
you're gonna have to go to the descriptions of what you see in all the rooms again, because it must be something I've missed. I guess.
Well, where do you go? What do you look at?
Goes to the girls' room again.
Yes. What thing are you looking at?
Um, it's looking at the where basically they had pulled off the cabinet or whatever, basically where got her hand stuck before.
Mm-hmm.
There, she looks there. See if she finds
Okay,
anything.
you see the drawer cabinet. You see a few things atop. Most of them have been like toppled over and kind of lay on top of it. Can't really see most of them because, it's so far up. You see the bottommost drawer. The thing has like the front part on the right side has been kicked off and kind of hangs on by a thread. It has this deep brown color to it.
Um, is that something that she can try to open or interact? Um,
Well, what do you do?
um, so what has a brown color in there? Said
The front drawer piece,
okay,
as the
she will
rest of
try.
the cabinet has this ashen gray.
Okay, she will try and pull it out.
You, well, you touch the front drawer part and it falls off, whirls some dust upwards, and turns gray on the floor.
And what seems to be inside?
Look
Or
inside and it's dark. You can grab inside if you want to.
To do so.
You put your hands into it. You feel splinters pierce your arms as you, like your shoulders, and just lower down your arms, a little bit of your knees as you kneel onto the wooden piece. As you feel a small rectangular piece, not larger than a piece of paper, inside.
Try to pull it out.
It's wedged a little bit in there, but you would get it out eventually. It's a small ornamented box. It has almost a diamond shape and alternating pieces of wood, bright, dark, cherry, some red, some in a deep blue. A like a hook, kind of tiny ledge on the front to keep it closed, and hinges on the back. Four tiny legs, almost like a piece of furniture itself.
Try to open it.
You open it up as you hear the sound of rain outside. You hear pieces of roof shatter. You hear pieces of wood break off as the memory fades. Get a faint piece of familiarity about this place as you see flashing images of yourself in the situation of the little girl. You would see an image of the scissors, blackness, red fills your eyes, your eyesight, as this world fades into its grayant colors on a parchment of smudge. You feel pain and water run down your face. You would feel how something covers your eyes. Seems to be some kind of cloth piece with water. A few
Press it.
excruciating moments go by, and after an hour or two, your eyesight slowly returns. You feel a needle pierce the side of your eyelids and your surrounding where your template is and around. As you open your eyes, a few can't tell the time really. You know, everything being black for quite some while. You open your eyes, see a red hue for a moment, crossed around everything, before you feel a wooden plank, a blanket, a cushion, and a still room, or the memory fades into rain.
Tries to draw a breath.
You draw a breath, in the last moment of this memory, you feel the air enter and leave your lungs. Feel a heartbeat. Well,
You
as
see.
there are some few more things prepared, and we are already 4 in the morning. I'm off tomorrow. I'm fine to continue on
Yeah,
this tomorrow.
I'm off too. Damn, that was stressful.
Oh,
I'm
it's not
panic.
over.
No, no, it's just uh, yeah. I literally felt like a ghost stuck in time. I was,
Yeah, that's basically what it
I,
is.
yeah, I got like feelings of panic as a like into myself. You were relentless.
Yeah, sometimes I can be.
Mm,
Okay, then I'm gonna end off the stream here.
good stuff.
I'm glad you had fun. We're gonna continue
Yeah,
on this tomorrow, probably fairly early, so in some like 8 to 10 hours.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
somewhere around
Well,
there.
mm,
Yeah, and I'm gonna end off the stream here.